All right, we are live. Now checking the restream. Editing the destination. And bada boom, bada bing. So sorry for the late live stream. Obviously last time I did it at around 12:30 and we're sitting at a little bit after 2. So it's a little bit impromptu as far as it goes. So for those that stop by, awesome, great. But as far as it goes, we're just gonna, as I said last time, go for however long it is we have people that stop by the stream. So, but yeah, I mean, as far as it goes for today's video, really just going to be taking the time to, of course, answer all you guys' questions. I know last time a lot of people had questions we never got to finish, but I just wanted to start off by thanking everyone so much who's been around here since the very beginning, and all the new people and all the people in the middle. I wouldn't be able to be here without you guys. I mean, it's awesome to see like the growth that this channel has had, especially how explosive it's really been since November. I mean, crap, we've gained 900 subs since November. So to have that kind of growth exponentially, like, I just can't thank you guys enough. So I'm really stoked to be here. Koga, what's up, my boy? Thank you so much for the congratulations. I am so excited, bro. I mean, we're doing it. We're doing it big. And it's funny too, because I put out that poll the other day. My audio's working, yeah? Okay, cool. I put out that poll the other day asking what people wanted, and so I posted a video. Phobos, thanks for the congratulations. But sorry, I put out the video poll the other day, and you know, overwhelmingly people were like, all right, let's have a conversation about what sealed investment people what sealed investment people are wanting me to talk about. 11 Void, thank you so much for the congrats. And literally I posted the video and straight up it just blew up, and it's my fastest grossing video right now, and I got almost 40 subs off of one video. So I was like freaking out. I was like, oh my god, it's been 24 hours and I almost have 40 subs off the video. So definitely gonna have to be using the poll feature more often. I already wanted to use the poll a lot, but I was afraid of like abusing it. But I know a lot of people like polls. It's kind of fun for them. You can always skip it, but yeah, no, it worked out well and everyone liked the content, and so I was able to get, you know, 40 subs in one day, which is awesome. So I can't thank you guys enough for the continued support. But yeah, man, here we are, guys. 1,000 subscribers. It's kind of surreal. I'm in the process right now of getting reviewed for AdSense from YouTube, the partner program, so I can try and get some ad revenue. And honestly, for those people that are like, oh god, he's got ads now, like this sucks, to be honest with you, don't think of it that way. I'm gonna try and customize it to where when it comes to the ads, it's gonna be like 5-second skippable ads. I don't want to make my video just like, oh, he can make money now. Like, I'm gonna make it to where you guys are still gonna enjoy the content. You can skip the ads, and to be honest with you, all the money is gonna be just thrown back into the YouTube channel. Most of it's gonna be covering the giveaways that I'm gonna be doing, which now we're at 1,000, so 8 packs for all the winners starting next week. And then on top of that as well, I'm going to, as I continue to grow, try and push more and more into just, like I said before, having like a Mr. Beast style format, and then trying professionalizing the content and using it to use the money to put back into it. TT, would you start to buy Evolving Skies for a long-term hold? TT, so I talked about this. I've talked about this quite a bit, actually. Personally, I said if you could get it back when it was $100 or sub $100 in some places, I said that was a perfect opportunity to buy. I'm not saying you missed the boat, but I'm saying if you can get it for around 120, 130, then you're still looking at a great opportunity from an investment perspective. Once you start looking 140, 150, I think you're starting to get out of that range, in my personal opinion, to invest in it, especially considering that I expect there to be multiple reprints sometime in the next year or two, especially considering it is still a ways away from being rotated out of the meta. 11, your content is so deep, you go into the numbers, I love it. Hey, thanks, I appreciate that. I try to make it as in-depth as possible, but easy to understand, because I know a lot of like economic theory and a lot of like, you know, just understanding the markets is something that can be really kind of hard for a lot of people to grasp. So I really try to make it simple for people to understand and also enjoy, and really pertain it a lot to Pokemon. The Discord call for 100 sub feels like it was yesterday. Dude, seriously, I can't believe, like, it's the funniest thing. I was like, all right, guys, 100 sub Discord call special. Like, thank you guys so much. I'm going to be doing a pack giveaway. Like, and now we're at 1,000, bro, since November, Raheem. To see the growth, and you, first off, shout out to you. Obviously, you're one of the OGs. You've been here forever, so can't thank you enough. But yeah, bro, to see the growth since the start of November, like November, December, January, and now we're into February. So 3 months, 900 subs, guys. We're gonna absolutely freaking destroy. And considering my new video got me 40 subs alone, guys, we're just getting things started, ladies and gentlemen. This is excited. Koga, time to get some. Tell him to bring me my money. I keep thinking about that every time I think about that. So definitely excited for it. Mike, congrats on the 1K. You're doing great. Hey, I really appreciate that, Mike. That means a lot. Michael Young, hello. Neo Zen, have you played Pokemon Arceus yet? I have played Pokemon Arceus. I actually got it the day it came out, not the night it came out, but I got it the day it came out. And I played it later that night. My personal opinion on Arceus, if I'm being completely honest, I think it's heading in the right direction for what you're wanting from a Pokemon game, but I think it has a lot to work on. I spend a lot of my time really like skipping through the actual storyline. It's kind of mid. It really just makes you like just end up spamming. There's too much text dialogue. I think the graphics were not as good as it kind of looked in the trailer. They're kind of, the texture is not the best with it. I do like the new mechanics and how they're, making the Pokedex to where you're like, for example, a Shinx. Like you have to catch 10 Shinx to increase, the leveling for that Pokemon, and then you can also you have to kill a Shinx with Quick Attack, or you have to use a Shinx with Quick Attack, and then bite, and like all these different features where you like kind of have a more in-depth Pokedex, and with that it allows you for higher shiny odd rolls, which I think is kind of cool. So I like the mechanic of that. It also makes the process a lot faster from when encountering Pokemon battles, as well as catching Pokemon, which I really enjoy because I feel like a lot of that feature, I think I just like how it's sped up. But that's just my personal opinion on it. 11 Void, aren't they planning to reprint Evolving? Yeah, so they're planning more than likely. I mean, nothing's confirmed, but my distributor who I've talked to about it, they're saying that the expectation is there's going to be another reprint. Not to mention, historically speaking, there's an expectation for there to be a reprint, considering the fact of the matter that, last time, typically right before Pokemon Worlds, you see reprints for sets that are about to go out of rotation. Evolving Skies isn't going to go out of rotation for at least another year and a half, so I expect it to happen within that time period, but also it's a super popular set, so I wouldn't be surprised if it continued to reprint. Need that Evolving Skies ETB for the Pokemon Center restock. See, that'll be interesting to see, Raheem. If they do restock it, that'll kind of change a little bit of my opinion on the Pokemon Center Elite Trainer box. Long-term investment, not a huge amount, but obviously that'll change as far as it goes in regards to the overall investment price. Is it harder to grasp with economic terms, but it's always good to be more niche and not to do it like everyone else? Yeah, I mean that's it's funny you say that, because that's kind of one of my whole thing is, obviously you have like people like SM Pratt, you have like Jake with Pokenomics, and so they have their own kind of like discussion and style of how they do it and kind of their own take. But for me, I feel like, if I'm being completely honest, I feel like they're holding back on a lot of people, specifically SM Pratt, because I feel like he's got, and I know he obviously has a Patreon, so he's probably catering that more towards his Patreon members because his time is more valuable because he's made so much off of Pokemon. So I feel like he's holding back. And then I think Jake from Pokenomics, first off, love the guy. He's been on the channel before. I feel like his live stream format is a little long for a lot of people, but he just likes live streams and that's his thing, and people watch his content. So for me, I like to kind of make it into 10 to 30 minute videos just to kind of allow you guys to grasp the content and be able to break it down. Hey, I'm Trav. I'm a really big deal around here. Travis is a big deal, man. Travis is like one of the reasons why I am trying to get back into consistently live streaming for him. Neo Zen, yeah, it's like Breath of the Wild and Pokemon had a kid, that's it. No, I definitely agree with that concept, Neo. I think, and like I said, I think it's a step in the right direction. I think what they're doing with side quests, I think what they're doing with Pokemon mechanics, I think they're doing a good job with it. There's just so many things they need to really work out with the game. Travis, I noticed 1K today. Great work, Rosev. Hey, I appreciate that, brother. Thank you so much. Seriously. I wouldn't be able to do it without you guys. Scissor Sky, good afternoon, my dude. What's up? Thanks for the congratulations. Oh, one other thing as well. So I don't know how much of it is going to. I wanted to make this announcement. I'll make it on a later video, but I wanted to make this announcement here while I'm on stream. there is going to be another wave of celebrations. I just got allocated numbers for the which item did I get allocated for my distributor? I just got allocated, let's take a look, Celebrations Collector's Chest. So I got allocated Celebrations Collector's Chest, and also I actually got allocated Pokeball Tins December 21st, Wave 2. So for those people that don't remember, that is the tins that had the Cosmic Eclipse. So if you missed out on the first boat, Cosmic Eclipse packs are probably going to go down a little bit more if you expect the Pokeball tins, and then also Celebrations. I'm expecting there to probably be more items allocated. I could be 100% off base with that, but considering I'm getting a notification of that, that's probably going to be a good thing for the future of the market. All right, keep up the good work, man. I have to go. Wish I could say, hey, thank you for stopping by, though. I really appreciate your support, 11, and thanks for just chatting in, or chiming in, I should say. But yeah, no. So that's gonna be interesting. I just realized also, I'm on my weekly talks. I need to go on my breaker stream page, just so we can do a little the audio. See if we can display the messages. Is my restream not open? I thought I opened it. So I want everyone to be able to kind of take a look and see. It's so funny too. Anyway, I always use the restream, which is supposed to be able to display both both YouTube and Twitch, but no one ever uses Twitch. Like, not a hate on Twitch, but gosh dang it, man, no one ever does it. Angry RT, do you collect other TCGs? Do you like Dragon Ball? So I personally am not into Dragon Ball. But I can tell you first and foremost that all my buddies are absolutely fanatics of like Naruto, Dragon Ball. One of them's trying to get me to watch Demon Slayer. One of them loves Hunter x Hunter. Like, they're huge weebs when it comes to anime. If I'm being honest, the only full anime that I've watched has been Haikyuu, which is a volleyball anime. I love volleyball, so it was kind of one of those things where it's what got me into it. But the only other the only other TCG that I actually collect is I really have gotten into Flesh and Blood. I think the artwork is amazing. I think the actual value long-term from an investment perspective is really good. My specific favorite that I've opened, I would say, is Tales of Aria. I think it's a super cool set. It's really cheap. And I just love the artwork. I think it's great. I think it's going to be a cool new TCG market. I've been trying to look into MetaZoo. I know a little bit about the MetaZoo market, but I don't have any myself. But I definitely would love to be able, I mean, trading card games, man. I like to look into it and see kind of what's in it and what people like about it. But no, sadly, I don't know much about Dragon Ball Z. Don't really collect Dragon Ball Z. But Eli, Nick Landon, I bought a Seal Case Celebrations for $4.50 today. What do you think? So considering the fact of the matter, Landon, that they're going MSRP for $50 for an ETB, and you bought them for $45, that's an absolute steal. I always tell people, and I always preach to people, if you can get product for under what you're getting at MSRP, specifically if we're talking like elite trainer box type stuff, I think you're looking at a great opportunity, especially considering even though it is not the Pokemon Center Celebrations elite trainer boxes, it is still Celebrations elite trainer boxes, and those will perform really well at the end of the day. So I think you absolutely nailed it, Nick. That's my personal opinion, not a financial advisor. But yeah, I think if you're able to get it for $50 or below MSRP for any sort of Celebrations product, then you're doing something right. Wiz, what's up, brother? How we doing? I haven't actually seen. I know you messaged me earlier today. Haven't looked at it. Sorry, I been a little busy today. But do you think you're gonna reprint UPC of Celebrations? I knew someone was gonna ask me that question. I don't know, but I wouldn't be surprised if they did, considering the collections chests are getting reprinted. I know collections chests were the most delayed of the product for Celebrations. They've already had a wave of the ultra premium, so if they didn't, it also wouldn't be a surprise. But you know, at this current time, as everyone's aware, they're kind of in the reprint mode. So I would say more than likely it's probably going to happen, but I can't say anything definitively. Koga, the recent Demon Slayer and Attack on Titans episode were fire. Yeah, dude, literally, my buddy, he watches Demon Slayers consistently, and he's always like, bro, you gotta watch Demon Slayer, And I told him, I said, I'll make you a deal, because he won't watch Haikyuu, because he's like, oh, volleyball, that's lame. My friends who have never played volleyball said Haikyuu is their favorite anime ever, just because the storyline is so good. It's my favorite show. And I told him, I said, I'll make you a deal. I'll watch an episode of Demon Slayer for every episode of Haikyuu you watch, which obviously Demon Slayer, there's not that many. There's like season and a half right now, so if he wanted to, he could always stop at Haikyuu, but that's kind of my thing. I just don't have a lot of time to watch kind of series. The only series that I can really say I typically kind of tend to like watch is anything that Disney Plus puts out with Marvel, and also the Star Wars kind of stuff. I'm a huge fan of Marvel, and I'm a huge fan of Star Wars. So I like, you know, watch the Clone Wars series. I go in depth with the comics on MCU, or I should say just Marvel comics, not MCU, but you know what I mean. Scissor Sky, I'll bought all of your D21 Pokeball tins. I actually had 2 D21 tins so far that had Rebel Clash inside instead of Cosmic. You were sad. That's interesting. I wonder where you got them from. I don't think it's specifically D21, because I know a lot of people were like D21, because of the Eevee like paint like pack box at Costco. So it's more of the like, how do I want to say this? I don't think it's the spring collection. I can read exactly what it says. It is the Pokeball tins December 21st. That's just what they're called. That's how they call them. If I click on it from my page, that's so weak. My distributor's page, what's inside it? The answer is cards, of course. Includes 3 Pokemon TCG pins and 1 coin. Really descriptive, guys. Thank you. Really appreciate that. So, you know, whatever, I guess. Nick Lane and cool. Thanks for the input. Yeah, of course, brother. No problem. I got a bounce tank camera. Hey, thank you for stopping by as always, Scissor. Really appreciate you, brother, and appreciate all the support you bring to the channel. But yeah, no, as you know, 1000K, thank you guys once again so much. If you got any questions, please let me know. You got them from Target. Interesting. Ooh, that's an interesting one. That is interesting. If you got it from Target, you obviously didn't get the... I'm curious... When did you get them by chance? That's definitely interesting. So, because I have not had that experience so far. Personally, everyone that I opened had Cosmic, so I feel like you must have gotten unlucky. Because mine had Rebel and Cosmic in it. It was like Rebel, Cosmic, Vivid were the 3 I got. Travis, hey, I left a comment in the last video and trying to make you feel guilty because I thought you weren't streaming again, so never mind that now. Travis. No, just, it's so funny you say that. I haven't read the most recent comments on videos. I apologize for that. I try to read comments in waves at this point. Thank you, Joshua, for the congratulations. I appreciate it, brother. But what was I gonna say? Yeah, no, if I'm being completely honest, you got it this week, Scissor? Jeez, dude. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you then. I can't. I wish I could tell you something, but that's unfortunate, my guy. Yeah, maybe you just got unlucky then. That's really tough. Because I even went to Walmart, bro, and I bought some at Walmart, about like 2 or 3 that I saw not that long ago, and they all had Cosmic in it, so you must have really gotten unlucky. Excited for the future. I appreciate that, Joshua. I am too, man. I can't wait to see the growth of the channel. But Travis, going back to it, yeah, no, if I'm being completely honest, I've said this before, work a really late job. I slept in, I set my alarm for 11:30, immediately turned it off, and then woke up at like 1:30 and was like, oh crap, so much for streaming at noon. And so I was like, all right, I gotta do this again. So, because I can't like miss out on streaming again. I want to try and make it around 11 to 12 is kind of gonna be like the time frame. I feel like, especially considering based off of last video, that's where like a lot of people, like we had 30 something plus viewers in here, so obviously a lot of people really like that kind of time. Obviously it was on a Thursday, this is a Tuesday, so we'll see as far as it goes, but I want to see, you know, I want to see about the times that, you know, people are in here the most to be able to enjoy my content and ask my questions, or ask their questions. Ice Cream, thank you so much for the congratulations, brother. I really appreciate the support of the channel. I'm super excited, man. I mean you see my face, man. I can't stop smiling. I wouldn't be able to do this without you guys. What else was I gonna say, Travis? Yeah, no, man, I need to go through and read the comments more. If I'm being completely honest, when I was a lot smaller, it was a lot easier to go through all the comments, but now I'm getting to a point where it's like, oh my goodness gracious, I'm getting so many comments each and every video that it's so hard for me to be able to go through and like every single one of them, respond to each and every one of them. But yeah, because if I go right now to like my last video, 59 comments, and that's 0 replies. So I'm just like, oh my goodness gracious. That is a lot of comments. And even my video prior to that, which has so far been my worst performing video since the Logan Paul one, 753 views, 44 comments. Like, holy crap. So I'm trying my best to respond to comments. I apologize for that. I do read some of them and try to respond to them as best I can. But Do apologize for that. Go through them now and make a comment. Sounds like an idea for part of the stream. Yeah, let's do it, bro. Let's do it. I will read. Here's what I'll do. Let's do that, Joshua. It's not a bad idea. Let's go to comments. So, and do I want to show them on screen? I don't think I want to show them on screen. I'll just read them out loud, and I'll just skip any that I think are inappropriate, because sometimes there are inappropriate ones. All right. Let's go back to, man, how long has it been, bro? It's been so long. It's been, from the looks of it, how many days? It's been a while. It has been a while. Sorry about this, guys. I am going all the way back. It's been several weeks, it looks like. So I'm going to have to go through a lot of comments. Oh, here we go. Found it. So it's been 2 weeks since I last did it. Travis, really though, I'm always like half kidding. I get that sometimes your busier stuff come up and you just can't stream. But here's the deal, Travis. Regardless of that, I'm going to make it my mission to always stream. Regardless of, I make it at 11, I make it at 12, I make it at 2. I'm going to try and shoot for 11 or 12 Tuesdays and Thursdays. Like I said, I'd like to transition that to be kind of podcast days where like I have someone on and then you guys ask us both questions. But yeah, no, I mean, dude, I'm gonna put out the content for you guys regardless. Gogo, we get it. You're big time now. Yeah, right, dude. Hits 1K, like puts on the glasses with the freaking, with like the like thug life meme. I wish I could I wish I could translate. I'm so sorry. I don't know Russian, and if that's not Russian, I'm sorry for being offensive. Nick Landon, I was listening to Danny and was starting to get lower allocations for celebrations. He suggested that maybe they're starting to thin out unless another print happens. When was that video posted, Nick? If that's a recent one, that would be interesting to take a look at. So, because, I mean, as far as it goes, I only had my initial, like, 2 waves of celebrations. So the fact that I'm getting some allocated to me right now just really starts to show you that they're still pushing out the product. Obviously, it makes sense that it'd be less just based on the fact of the matter that it's, you know, it's already been out since October. So, everyone liked this video. Yeah, leave a like down below, guys. Wisdom. It's so funny too. Do y'all know if the Zacian tins all come with XY evolutions or did they reprint it and took them out? Great question. I actually was at Walmart today, fun fact, and I can tell you that the 5-pack ones do indeed have evolutions. So pretty cool. Also as well, if you buy, also there's the collector's chest. The one that has a Charizard on the front does not have Cosmic Eclipse like it shows on the front. But the one that shows a Zacian and Zamazenta collector's chest on the front, it does have evolutions. It doesn't have Cosmic, but it does have Burning Shadows. So just a cool confirmation. I actually met the restocker today. Wow, that was actually really cool because I got off of work at around, at my other job, I got off of work at around 7:30 and I wanted to go buy some cereal because I was out of cereal this morning. And I decided to stop by the Pokemon section and I just ran into the restocker and I asked her so many questions about restocking and everything, which if you guys have questions, I can answer that. But basically, it was really cool to talk to her, get to ask questions. So anything I can share with you guys. But yeah, I can tell you that I did buy 1 tin of the Zacian. The collector's chest does have evolutions packs. I bought one of the Charizard collector's chest, doesn't have evolutions packed or Cosmic in it. But the general just tins, not the collector's chest, I know for a fact have it because I have opened multiple. Joshua, are you thinking of gameplay? Might be an idea for Twitch. It's funny you say that, Joshua. I used to actually do gameplay. I would do it as like, well, I just recently started doing these Q&As. I actually used to do gameplay of me just shiny hunting, and I would just shiny hunt in the background. And then basically while I was doing that, I would just try and answer questions for you guys. My biggest thing with that is I suck at multitasking. I want to be able to kind of answer the questions first and foremost for you guys. I'm going to get rid of this. If I, of course, am able to play the game and focus on your guys' questions, then great. Then I would love to do that. But as the channel starts to grow, I get more viewers. I mean, before I was getting, when I was streaming, at like most 7 to 10. And the other day I got like 30. And right now we're sitting at 19. So it's like, having these like Q&A sessions makes it a lot harder to be able to read. I know that some bigger YouTubers kind of, you know, they're able to do that, but a lot of the time they're only looking at questions in which, you know, they're getting super chats for. So, and I'm not at that super chat level where I'm going to do that. And I'm also at a level 2 where I want to just answer everyone's questions as best I can, because I know that you guys are always curious about what I have to say. Nick Landon, like 12 days ago, I think. Interesting. I'll have to take a look at that video. I am subscribed to him. I've been following him since about 20K, which he's at almost 60K, or he is at 60K, I think. So really like his content. Definitely gives kind of a good, like, I don't know, a personal opinion, I guess. I don't know how to explain him, but I just really like his content. Travis Niles, Koga, LOL, yeah. One day I'll walk by Eli in the airport and he'll be wearing elite John glass, drinking Starbucks with 3 people carrying his bags. Probably gonna look at me. I'm like, oh, Travis? Oh, I remember that peasant. He's like, oh, I guess he supported the channel. Yeah, right, bro. First off, don't even drink coffee, which is the most ironic thing because I'm wearing a Dutch Bros t-shirt, but that's just because I used to work there for a little bit. For those people that don't know what Dutch Bros is. Yeah, I'm out here like an elitist, like I only fly first class, thank you very much. Yeah, no, dude, I definitely am gonna stay to my roots, that's for sure. I mean, to be fair, I'm not big money, so I can't really speak on that behalf, but I mean, I try not to let money control me, even though sometimes it's hard not to let your emotions get the best of you. Also, why is this screen like this? Let's not do this. Let's go like here. It looks kind of like a fit issue. There we go. Wisdom, yes, with the clap. Yeah, oh yeah, of course, just that's in response. Trainer Adrian, thanks for stopping by. What kind of question did you ask the restocker? Are your resellers still swarming your Walmarts? So actually, it's a great question, Trainer. Here's what I recommend. If you can go into your Walmart and talk to them about this, if they aren't already doing this. But what my Walmart has started to do is they've taken the Pokemon product and they've actually decided to put it behind the shelves at Walmart. So basically, not behind the shelves, sorry, behind the customer service desk. And so what they do is, before there was a bunch of like consistent scalpers that would come in, and one of the ladies, Lori, her and I are friends now, really cool girl. She hooks me up with however much Pokemon product I want, but of course I'm not like that, so I usually only come in like once or twice a month just to check out and see what the restocks are looking like, just so I can talk to you guys about it. But basically what she does is, she's like, as she explains, she's like the pit bull. She's like super nice to all the Pokemon fans, but if you're a scalper, she will just want to, like, she'll get vicious. And she's actually had to ban people from trying to buy Pokemon product based on the fact of the matter that they, at one point, were literally intimidating employees as they were getting off their shift, saying, if you don't give us Pokemon product, we're going to hurt you, because that's how bad it got. So they had to put it behind the shelves. It really fixed the product because they limited the allocated amount. And then on top of that as well, that a person could buy. On top of that as well, you also saw that they ended up just eliminating a majority of the scalpers because they just stopped allowing them to buy product. And so there's a lot more plentiful product. As for the questions I asked, okay, are you a JM Holding? Or who is your overall like distributor? Do you just work with Walmart? They said they did just work with Walmart. What is it? What do you know how restocks work as far as it goes with what product you get? She says that as far as it goes, she kind of just puts out what they get. And I asked her too about, oh, what about older product? And she's like, well, honestly, just it comes from time to time. We just have what we're contracted to give out, and if they have that, they have that, because there's been obviously the Zacian Zamazente product that's been kind of coming out of the Elite Trainer boxes. She called it older product, but in reality, I think it's more or less of a reprint of the older product. But there's still some older, like actual older product that comes out. There's like the GX box of like 2 Sun and Moon Burning Shadows packs and like a Sun and Moon Burning Shadows deck, like theme deck. So there's some of that kind of older product. But as far as it goes, it was more or less the lines of like just understanding how restockers work and how much they truly know about like the product that's coming out and stuff. It sounds like she restocks once or twice a week, so that's always also good to hear. But to be fair, hasn't really been a need for a restock recently, just because there's been so much product. But that's still, you know, that's a good thing, because then they can keep that in the background for when they run out. Code, yeah, Travis, I'm wondering if Ela's gotten recognized at all. People gonna see like, oh my god, are you Pokemon USA? That's so funny. I'm not there yet. my friends, of course, well, it's not even, it's actually funny too, because when I talk to my friends about it, I'm like, guys, like, I'm about to hit 1,000 subs. They're like, that's cool, man, and that's about as far as it goes. Like, some of them will ask me questions because they're generally curious about, like, what I talk about and stuff. But if I'm being completely honest, most of my friends are not into Pokemon the way that I'm into Pokemon, which kind of blows. That's what I have my girlfriend for, thankfully. She's into Pokemon. Not super deep, but she's into it enough to where she'll open packs with me. We'll have fun, stuff like that. So, but yeah, no, it's funny, man. I definitely, I'm going to be excited to the point of where I'm going to be creating videos, and there's going to be those local, like, you know, middle schooler, high schooler, or like even adults, will say, like, just locals in my area that are going to be like, oh my God, I know Eli. He lives in Oregon. Oh my God, he lives in my town. That's so cool. I'm gonna have to go like see him at my local Walmart. I saw him at my local Walmart. That's so cool. Oh my God, like that. I mean, obviously, like, I'm at 1,000 subscribers, so I'm not letting it get to my head. Obviously, we're joking about it because we were seeing the growth the channel's had. But yeah, no, I think that's just, it's always something funny to think about. So just because, you know, I love interacting with you guys, and so to see someone in person be like, oh my God, it's Eli, I think that'd be really cool. Koga, I got insider information on when the restocks the product in my store. See, that's funny, Koga, because I know that a lot of places actually do that. I happen to my local Walmart just restocker just comes in whenever she's got product to restock, so it's not specific, but I know a lot of places do happen to have certain dates in which they do it. Travis, Koga, yeah, it's been a year or two. I know YouTubers with only like 20 subs who have been recognized to be people in public. That's, I mean, bro, I mean, if people love your content and they recognize you in public, that's still, hey, that's pretty cool to see. I mean, if I were to definitely see someone like SM Pratt or someone like, you know, Jake from Pokenomics or, you know, Danny Phantom, like, I would say hi. Like, that would be cool to recognize them. Trainer Adrian, interesting here in Canada. I haven't seen Pokemon on the shelves for quite some time, and when I asked employees, they just kind of shrugged me off. Maybe they think I'm a scalper. So Trainer Adrian, this is actually something that's very interesting. I don't know if you've been hearing the news, and I actually found out about this first from one of my buddies who actually buys Pokemon from me, who lives in Canada, because I have some product that I want to ship out to him, but he told me not to ship it out to him because I don't know if you've heard recently what's been going on, but there's a strike going on for how do I want to say this now that I'm playing the monetization game? There is, let's just say there's a strike going on in Canada in regards to certain things. You can look that up for yourself. I'm not trying to get this video taken down. And basically because of that, a lot of the truckers are not wanting to come into work, and so for that reason there has been a huge supply chain issue in regards to what's been going on at the border. So with that being said, that's probably one of the reasons why there hasn't been a huge restock, because I know Canada is just getting absolutely eaten up right now when it comes to their supply chain issues. So that's probably one of the biggest things that I would say is a factor if you are living in Canada. Because I mean, he literally told me, he said, hold off on shipping me the product because I don't expect to receive it, because there's literally, when it comes to shipping from the United States to Canada, there's literally nothing that's been going over the border. So I'm like, oh crap, okay, well then hopefully things get better. Joshua Lewis, the majority of my friends aren't, but the girlfriend opens stuff with me. See, that's the thing, man. But I mean, especially, I mean, not saying anyone who doesn't have a good girlfriend, but I would say that personally speaking, when I do have a girlfriend that's into stuff with me, it's always more fun to open Pokemon product when she gets just as hype as you are when you pull like a super good card. She's like, what's that? Shiny, I like it. Regardless of whether she knows what it is or not. Koga, I tell my friends about new Pokemon products I bought, and they'd say to me, oh my God, again, waste of money. Yeah, bro, people just don't understand, and they're willing to easily, I mean, think about crypto, for example, bro. Like, back when I was in crypto, back when Bitcoin was like $3,000, people were saying I was such an idiot for getting into it, and like saying like, oh my God, crypto is like such a scam. And then just, people will be people, and they'll always criticize what they don't know. It's just the, like, it's just humans. And not to mention too, obviously it's one thing if you're opening it, Koga, I mean, it's still fun to collect Pokemon, but if you're also keeping it sealed and they're saying, then they're even more ignorant to the situation, because if they saw how much money you actually make and how wealthy people have been just investing in Pokemon over the years. I mean, look at Rudy from Alpha Investments. That man has made a killing. Like, come on, guys. Yeah, I've definitely heard about the strike, but it's been like this for probably 6 to 12 months. So I've also moved from Ontario, Alberta during that time. But you have a good point. Well, I think the difference, the best way I can say it for this trainer, the difference in my personal opinion is probably the fact of the matter that within the first 6 to 12 months, you were experiencing supply chain issues because of the like lockdowns. Now you're experiencing supply chain issues because of the strikes. So the difference is you've always been experiencing supply chain issues, just the causation of why we're experiencing these issues has just changed. So that's kind of what my rationale would be for it. But that's just what makes the most sense to me. But yeah, dude, it's tough over there. Praying for you guys in Canada. Hope things end up working out better, because that's, you know, that's definitely not good. Hope my Canadian friends get their Pokemon product. So, but goodness gracious, man, why is it? Oh yeah, I said I would read some of the comments. Pokedata, hey y'all, how y'all doing? I'm doing good. How you doing, brother? Trainer, yeah, exactly. Good call. Yeah, man. I mean, it just makes the most sense to me. That's how I would look at it, at least. I do. Who was it who said that I should read some of the comments? I can read some of the comments. I can read some of the more in-depth ones if people have questions. I know Travis said he was giving me crap. We can call Travis out. Let's see what he said. Hey bro, great video. Really like the Charizard Reshiram box. Bought a few recently from long term. There seems like there's been a lot, but still they're bangers long term. By the way, I noticed you didn't stream today. You know what? It's fine. I'm totally okay. Not mad, just dandy. Let's leave a like on that. Tell him you're a scrub. Let's say you're a scrub. No, I don't want to say that on the comment. Just immediately, just gets monetized, immediately starts just trashing his fellow fan base. I'm just going to leave a like on that. Travis, obviously you can see that I saw your comment. I am streaming, thank you very much. Son of Elheim, hey brother, thanks for stopping by. My closest Walmart doesn't stock much Pokemon as before. I loaded with Magic Sports cards and some Yu-Gi-Oh, but less Pokemon. Bro, that's big tough. Dang, that's tough, man, because Walmart is the lifeline for a lot of people when it comes to starting their Pokemon journey. For me, it was Target, actually. That's where I love to go get level X tins. But also, shout out to Toys R Us, the classic. Pokedata, I wanted to know what you thought about our site. Oh, yeah, we can actually take a look about that right now. Pokedata did reach out to me in regards to his site for hold on one second, Pokedata. Give me 1 second. Gotta go. I did like your guys' site. It was Pokedata.io, if I'm correct. I think it was Pokedata.io, if I'm correct. Please correct me if I'm wrong. But I actually did happen to take a chance and look at your guys' site. I'll give you my if you want, I can totally give you my feedback. I can totally give you feedback on my personal opinion on what I think as far as it goes about your site. But here, if people want to take a look, we can kind of see, because a lot of people love to look at data in regards to how I get my information. Pokedata reached out to me. I just want to double check first, make sure I'm looking at the right one. He's not responded yet. But yeah, so we can see, obviously, when you go to Pokedata's website, check here, portfolio beta is live, track your collection value, check it out. We can go set sealed product. Let's click sealed product. We can go and we can say like Battle Styles booster boxes, and we can see what is the average. It says average is $80. Minimum is 50, maximum is 107. We can see recent sale prices on, from what it looks like, eBay. So it looks like the most of the data is compiled from eBay. However, this is interesting, because this is not right though. It's not selling for that much. So what's up with the most recent? I mean, I see this obviously, so that's compiling data appropriately, but where do I look and see the most recent sales price data accurately? Pat's Tats, thanks for stopping by. Hello to everyone in the chat. Hello, Pats, for stopping by. Son of Elheim, I'm in Ontario as well. Yeah. Oh, right on, brother. Always nice to call out Travis. Seriously, right? Travis is the homie, though. I can get away with it. Same here, Elheim. There's been so much magic in baseball. That's a big tough. F for Toys R Us. Koga, man, Toys R Us. It's funny too, though, but I always prefer Target over Toys R Us because Toys R Us, the level X tins when I was growing up, they were $20, and Target they were 15. So I was like, screw Toys R Us, they're $5 more, and your boy only makes so much money off of raking pine cones. That's how I made my money, bro. I was a hustler when I was a little kid, bro. I was a straight up hustler. First off, not saying this in any sort of like braggadocious way, but I was like a cute kid, and your boy would try and manipulate the crap out of that for money. I remember there was times we had a kumquat tree in my backyard. I would pick the kumquat trees, go door to door with my neighbors, and I would just try and sell them kumquats, and I would charge the most absurd prices just because I was like, I'm like 5-6 years old. They're gonna give me like money because they're gonna be like, oh, I feel bad for this kid. He's cute. He's trying to make money to buy product. And then what have I also done? I used to make like crayon drawings. It was the most like terribly drawing crayon crap. I would do anything and everything. I would try and sell whatever I could to make money when I was a little kid. And that was like starting from like literally the age of like 4. Like, I don't know how to explain it. It's just how I've always been, but I've always been like any way to flip a buck. That's how I was from a young age. So it's always funny kind of reminiscing and thinking about that. I don't know that somehow that connected with Toys R Us in my mind. I asked a few friends to split booster boxes with me, and I'll hold it for us. And they're like, I'm there good for now. It's a good idea for them. I'll hold it for us, and they're like, I'm there good for now. I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means specifically, but I understand what you're saying about you guys all getting on booster boxes. I actually told that some of my friends, I told them I reinvest Pokemon product that they want, because at one point they actually bankrolled me a little bit and I paid them off, and I gave them a little extra because I said, I'll give you whatever generated revenue I get a percentage of, and they were like, sick, bro, we made money. Let's reinvest it, because they're like, it worked. If it works, it works. For sure, feedback. Yeah, so my first thing I would say for feedback, okay, I am looking at the right site. First thing I would say is, I don't know why. It says this is the recent sales price history. Don't know why. I mean, this is 2021-049. So, and when I try and change the date sold, it's not popping up properly. So I don't know why it's not updating. As far as it goes, obviously it makes sense. That's the price it'd be going for because of the times. We go Celebrations Elite Trainer Box. Maybe if I just sign up and that's the problem. But even then, if I look up dates sold, it's not showing me. Is there something I'm doing wrong? Please let me know. At Trainer Adrian, do you also experience lots of Pokemon cards left at your Walmart? Not the Pokemon. Question for him. Steven Vicinio, thanks for stopping by. Curious what your thoughts are about Shining Legends. Do you think it will continue to go down even though it is out of print? Love the cards. Attempt to make it my next collection goal. So this is kind of my personal theory when it comes to, it's not really a theory, it's kind of just basic economics. So here's my thing on basic economics theory is what I'll say, Steven. When it comes to sealed product, the more of sealed product is open, the less there is a supply, just because it's, you know, being open, so there's less of it, and then with that becomes more product, aka individual cards that are added onto the market. Obviously, you know, it's not that old of a set. It came out in like 2018, I want to say, so it's only relatively speaking 2 years old, or like 2.5. So with that being said, I would say personally speaking, I think as you're starting to see kind of a shift in demand start to die out in the market, obviously single cards are going to get hurt the most. I think Shining Legends is a solid set. I think it's a really easy set to collect because there aren't that many big hitters. So I think from a collection perspective, it's really cool. I think it'll perform really good for sealed specifically from a long-term perspective. But my personal opinion is as the demand in the market continues to grow, diminish, especially with like if you take a look at some of my videos and my reasoning behind why the demand in the market is starting to go down, while continue to go down. I think personally you'll probably see it really start to just continue to go downwards, but it has nothing to do with the fact that the set isn't cool. Because even some of the coolest sets, like Evolutions, for example, you know, they were during times of, you know, downturns in markets, they were still not performing that well, just based on the fact that there wasn't a high demand for it. And then once the demand really started to pick up, it went from 100 to 700 real quick. So it just really depends, of course, upon just really plays a huge factor on demand, and on top of the fact of the matter that, once again, like I said, just basic supply economic theory. TC grading, fun website. Hope they continue to support it. The data is in April. Right. No, that's what I said. You would have to log in. Also cool. Okay, that's kind of what I figured. Sorry, I took a look at, if I'm being completely honest, I took a look at it a little bit, but I haven't taken a huge look into it. So I just logged in right now, just using Google. So we're gonna go sealed product. We're gonna go back to it. We'll go battle styles, and we're gonna take a look right now. Okay, here we go. Okay, so here is basic analytical data points. Okay, that is nice. I really like this. This is actually really cool. And I could add it to my portfolio. Ooh, this is actually kind of clean. I'm not gonna lie to you, my guy. Oh my God, one sold for 72 bucks? Sick, dude. It's all eBay. So honestly, that the only critique I would really say is it's all eBay, but eBay is probably easiest for you, so that's not even a bad thing that it's all eBay. But with that being said, my guy, this still is a really clean setup. It's funny you say that, because it's actually one of the things I've really been complaining about, that I feel like we need more of like analytical data in regards to prices for sealed product, and having it all in one place is really cool. Gosh dang, it was going for 180 at one point? That's insane. Not to mention, I think the reason why I have a big issue with only eBay is just because after 3 months, it kind of goes away and able to really look at the accurate price, which it's not a huge deal by any means. It's still a good place and a good source of collecting. But if you could try and find places like TCG and compile it, but obviously, my guy, this is still a clean ass looking site. It's still really cool. So I think, yeah, this is a really cool site. Let's see if I can do, I would love to see evolutions. We'll take a look at that. See evolutions at its high, 874. Doesn't show the $1,000 sale, but that's okay. Then we see now recent sales for 707. Yeah, that's about right. I mean, that's about accurate. Oh my gosh, I would love to see Evolving Skies booster box. This will be a fun roller coaster to take a look at. Yep, started off at 142, went down to 120, 115. Yeah, I remember this. Then went all the way up to 173. Interesting. So TCG player prices were higher. So that's another thing as well when looking at it. We're obviously looking at eBay. And look at that curve out. Look at that curve out. You're starting to see a real curve in the market price change. It'll probably do a little bit of it'll do this and then go back down like that. That's my prediction. Okay, going back to the chat. But honestly, clean site, my guy. If I don't know what you're kind of actually, I want you to tell me what is your kind of future plans for the PokéData website, because I'm very interested to see. I'd love to use a lot more of your information. Not to mention the portfolio tracker. I think is a really cool feature that I'll probably end up using myself, if I'm being honest. Steven Vicino, curious what I already said that. Fun website. Hope they continue to support it. Yeah, dude, this is a sick ass website. I also noticed you don't have a donate button. Thanks for pointing that out, PokéData. I'm actually thinking about adding that on, a donate button. How do I want to say this? I wanted to really focus in on getting I don't want this channel to come off as a channel where I'm just trying to make money. I want this to be a channel where I'm here to give out personal, opinions on the market and help out you guys first and foremost. So I haven't done it. Now that I have 1,000K subscribers, I'm probably going to add an option, whether it be adding a Bitcoin wallet, whether it be adding, here's my PayPal, whether it be adding, I mean, I'm not super knowledgeable in regards to donations, but as far as it goes, I definitely would like to add that to something, because in my personal opinion, what the future of the channel is going to be, also my sub goals not currently updated, the donation money that I'm going to be using is going to be going towards gear and product to upgrade the overall content and quality of the streams, as well as the YouTube videos that I put out, and then also more or less just kind of do more giveaways for you guys, because like I said, my goal is to be like the Pokemon of Mr. Beast and really start to do tons of giveaways. A lot of targets also has the deals. Yes, sir. Travis, ATC grading in the house. Dude is a legend in my books. TCG grading. Who's TCG grading? Am I dumb? Am I dumb? Someone correct me. Who is TCG grading? Oh, that's cool. Oh, I see. TCG grading. Oh, he's got a nice little channel. That's cool. What's up, my guy? Thanks for stopping by the channel. Shout out to Mr. TCG Gaming for those people that don't know him. I'm learning about him myself. But TCG, if you are actually still here, my guy, I'm actually starting to, just now that we've hit 1,000 subscribers, I'm actually going to, how do I want to say this? Tuesdays and Thursdays, I'm going to try and transition my videos into doing kind of, how do I want to say this? Podcast Q&As. So if that's something you're interested in coming on for, I think it'd be cool. Obviously, I just met you for the first time, but you have a decent following, so I think it'd be really cool if you came on the channel. And Travis is the homeboy, so if he's shouting you out, then you obviously know what you're talking about. But yeah, if that's something you're interested in, you'd like to come on the channel and have a little bit of a kind of a live stream talk for an hour or two, I think that'd be really cool. If you're open to that, you can just reach out to me on my email on our website. But let me know what your thoughts are about that. Joshua, LOL, trainer, just Alheim. Pokedad giving a bag for this info. Yeah, right. Pokedad is like advertising. Thank you. Here's a little bit of a money donation. TJ, hey Travis, thank you. Just read a comment in the last video. Travis, yeah, bro, I saw that for real. You should make those videos longer. I get so much out of them. Hey man, that's what you like to hear. I'm cleaning up around the house. Me typing is off. No, you're good, boys. You're good, my guy. TC Grading just saw the Pokemon Platinum Arceus short. It reminded me of the Shiny Ponyta I had gotten stolen. Shiny Ponyta. I have a really crappy one actually, but I still have one nonetheless. Oh, see if I can show it. Oh, there it is. One of the first ones that popped up. You mean this Shiny Ponyta? Oh, it's pretty cool, man. It's PSA 7, so nothing to flex about. But this is when I actually got graded not that long ago. So, as you guys know, big fan of the Platinum and more specifically the Level X era. But I think I actually got an 8 at one point, but I had like multiple of these that I bought off of the collection a long time ago. But man, I love the Level X era, as you guys know. But TC said, I was surprised the Ponyta was the expensive card in the set, to be honest. I actually want to take a look at that. I think that'd be funny to see. Arceus booster boxes have really taken a hit too, my guys. I am stoked about that. Where's the Arceus set? Am I looking at the Arceus set? Set name, here we go, high to low. I mean, it makes sense. I mean, the shinies are the most sought after. And Shiny Ponyta's a beautiful one. I mean, obviously you could make an argument for the Gengar being the most expensive, but it's not super surprising by any means, but I definitely get it. Chris, for sealed booster boxes, do you think it loses value if the top of the box is cracked, if that makes sense? I know exactly what you're saying, and I do think it loses value, sadly. I think if your box is crimpled, I think that can potentially cause it to lose value. Not much. I think the more important thing is there damages in the box. That'll cause it to lose value a little bit. Once you start talking about open rips and seals, then you can lose value. Obviously, each and every collector is different, but I know it definitely will drive away some of the demand for people trying to buy your product from you. So, because, I mean, think about it, guys. If you're collecting, you want to make sure that your item's in pristine condition, or at least for myself. And when I get products sent from me from my distributor, if I'm being completely honest, when it comes to the ones I want to add on my, like, shelf to collect, I always make sure it's the most pristine, clean, like, wrapping looking one that I can just easily put right into the case protector. But that's just me. Not everyone's like that, but it's just a better way to display it. I was too. I guess people just really like that blue fire. I mean, the blue fire is cool, man. I mean, yeah, I don't know what else to say other than that. It makes sense to me. Not to mention, here's my kind of personal philosophy about it, guys. If you really think about it, you have to look at it all from a Gen 1 perspective. Gen 1 cards, historically speaking, always perform better. It's a shiny Gen 1 card. Shiny cards have always historically performed better. Obviously, you can say, well, Gengar Level X is, it's a Gen 1 card. But the Level X is in regards to the special subset of the shinies for the Level X era. They just, historically speaking, have performed better because they are shiny Pokemon. Gengar, of course, Level X is the most expensive one of the Level X cards. Makes sense to me. It's a Gen 1er. And it's a Level X card, but at the end of the day, shinies just seem to reign supreme when it comes to a lot of the older sets. I mean, we can take a look and see, we can take a look at Platinum and see if that theory holds true. Go product line name, Pokemon, yeah, I mean, look, guys, Vulpix. What is Vulpix? Vulpix is Gen 1. I mean, it's shiny. It's not super expensive, but performs better than sets like Swablu and Lotad. In my personal opinion, I think Swablu is a way cooler shiny, but guess which one is more expensive? And why is that? Because it's Gen 1. It's just the Gen 1 theory that I usually kind of say in regards to kind of expensive pricing. Now, the one I will say that's very curious is the Scyther kind of secret rare, but also, once again, I would just go back to the fact that shiny also adds more to it. Koga, I was too, I guess. Fiverr, Trainer Adrian, AOA Simulate Peak Test. Chris, I don't know what your peak test is, crazy. Oh, I see what you're saying. Steven Theo, thanks for sharing your thoughts on Shiny Legends. Just subscribe and love and content for watching for a few vids. Hey, I really appreciate that, Steven. Thanks for the subscription. For sure. Let's talk on Discord later. We definitely want to discuss the future of the product with you and gather some information. Okay, how long are we going for? We're going for an hour. If you want to Poke Data, so I don't know how late you're going to be on for, because I would actually, being able to work with someone like you directly actually would be really cool. I would love to give you feedback. I would love to give you my ideas, and I'd love to have a conversation with you about this kind of stuff. So if you want to actually set up a time, first off, let me know what kind of, if you're Eastern Standard or if you're West Coast, let me know and we'll definitely set up a time. I'm going to be busy West Coast time from around 6 to 7:30. So anytime after that or before that when I get off stream, I'd love to talk to you. I don't know how long you want to talk for, but typically when it comes to this kind of stuff, I'm at least probably want to give half an hour to an hour of my time. So I definitely would love to make the most out of it. But yeah, that'd be cool. Pokédata also has past prices for all sets as well. What they go for raw, pretty nice. Yeah, and dude, that's awesome. That looks clean. TCG grading, YouTube puts ads on your partner regardless. Yeah, well, this time TCG, I'm making that money. Well, I gotta get approved for it. But yeah, no, this time I'll be able to customize how I want the ads to look. But I'm just gonna, from what the videos I've seen, just gonna customize it like 5 seconds, skip through ads. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about, but that was just the videos I was watching. But congrats on all gift subs. Hey, Taylor, thanks for the congratulations, brother. I really appreciate that. I appreciate the support. Wouldn't be able to be here without you and everyone else on the channel. How many subs are we at right now? We're at 112. So get this, guys. So the last video I posted, for those people that weren't there when I said it, it is my current fastest grossing video, and the amount of subscribers I have got off of it. When I go to my analytical data, I have gained a grand total of, why is that not telling me the correct one? It was telling me on my phone. I gained like almost 40 plus subscribers off of one video, which is insane. That's like the most I've ever done. Chris, realized some of my boxes came like that. Thanks for the input. Love the channel. Yeah, of course. Appreciate it as always, Chris. But yeah, no, sometimes you just get really unlucky with that. And I mean, if I'm being completely honest, what kind of pisses me off the most or gets me going the most is sometimes my distributor will send me some boxes and some of them won't be in the best condition. And it can be a little upsetting, but it's just part of the game. They're not, for the most part, going to comp you on that. It's part of your agreement where, you know, as long as it's not fully damaged, then they're not going to do anything about it. But if there's just like a dent in the case, they're just like, sucks to suck. That's just how it works. So it can be really frustrating when people are like, I want the most prestigious of cases to be bought from you. And I'm like, I can only do so much. Not to mention, like, why, like, although, you know, of course it's better to have a prestigious case, I think it's better to have a prestigious box. As long as it doesn't damage the inside, that's all I care about. Let's set up a time to talk tomorrow or Thursday. I'll send you a PM this or thanks again. Yeah, of course, brother. Yeah, ping me on Discord. I'm down to talk tomorrow for sure. That'll definitely work. But yeah, no, what was I gonna say? Yeah, going back to it, man, I mean, it makes sense to me. I mean, we can go back, look at the kind of level X Air stuff. I'll have to actually check out your channel as well, TCG Grading. I'll definitely have to check out your channel. But let's go with like, let's go Rising Rivals. Let's go Rising Rivals. We go Rising Rivals. Let's take a look and see if this theory stays true. Dudes, I don't remember Rising Rivals having any shinies. Did Supreme Victors had shinies? Supreme Victors did for sure. Supreme Victors had shinies. And what do you know? The Charizard theory. Woo! Who would have guessed it? But if it wasn't for the Charizard, this, and oh, this is actually an interesting one. This like kind of breaks my theory a little bit. The shiny still is strong. And this is not a first gen. Obviously, for those people who know Pokemon, this is a third gen Pokemon. So This is it. This is it, guys. First, Charizard, first edition, level X, strongest. Second, Shiny Pokemon, third edition. If it were both, it would be the number one. But once again, going back, Gen 1 Pokemon, second theory, Shiny. So you got to hold weight on both of those. So obviously these are all Gen 1, which is why they're performing better than something like Rayquaza, even though Rayquaza is beautiful. And then you've got Shinies down below here, which is interesting that they aren't performing as well. So that's kind of interesting. So this set's kind of going off the cuff with that. But I would still stand by for the most part, since the two most expensive cards are Shiny and first edition cards. Bro, I hate when people send you boxes rip. Happens with ETBs a lot. Well, it's hard, Travis, because I kid you not, Travis, my distributor will send me a Elite Trainer box, sealed case, and there will be rips in the box before, like, as I open it. And the box will be in pristine condition, and just in the case, it'll just be ripped. That's just how it is sometimes. It's really unfortunate. It kind of sucks, but, you know, there's not much you can really do at that point. Yeah, I bought hidden dates, I assume fates, ETB, and it was all banged up and dented, so just ended up opening up. Luckily, it had Umbreon on it. Woo! That's a clean-ass pull, Koga. Heck yeah, brother. TCG grading, congrats on the Wiki subs. You're welcome to reach out on Discord regarding the podcast. Have a good night, everyone. Hey, have a good night, brother. What's your Discord? What's your Discord, TCG, before you head out? If not, well, someone's got to know his Discord information. I can probably just find his information on his thing. Nick Landon's thoughts on buying PSA 10s of Chilling Reigns right now, specifically the 3 birds. Wondering if the price will drop as more graded cards get through PSA. Well, Landon, of course, let's take a look and see what's going on right now. We'll go to eBay. We'll look at the Moltres first and foremost. Moltres. Moltres, alternate art, PSA 10. We will take a look and see what the overall price is. That actually, you know what we will do? We're going to Pokédata. And we are going to, well, here's a question, Pokédata. Do you happen to have graded data? I don't know if we actually have graded data, but we can take a look and just see the overall value and see if it's kind of flatlined. That'll be a good thing to see raw-wise. Okay, so we take a look at the Moltres right now and see how the overall value has been affected recently. If they do have PSA as well as raw, that'd be cool. So it's going for around 480. But let's look at sold items. That's what's more important. 360, 450, 405, 222. Wow, 300. So you can get it for around 300. Oh, well, what do you know? He's got PSA graded. Oh, and he has raw. Oh, dude, this. How have I not known about this site? So raw at its high 200, flatlined around 78. PSA 10, 620 was the high. Actually, 675 really started to flatline. So here's my personal opinion to kind of answer your question on that, Nick Landon. I think that as far as it goes right now, if we're looking at data for the past month, it looks like it has seen a flat line. So now is not a bad place to kind of, get in. But also at the same exact time, as you can probably see, there's been times where there has been, for the most part, a consistent flat line, and then it continued to drive down. Obviously, in my personal opinion, once you start to see the set go out of rotation, then I would say it's probably the best time to really get into the card graded. What I mean by rotation, I mean basically competitive rotation, because then there's more than likely going to be no chance of it being reprinted. That's just because there's still going to be a ton of it being opened, and when more of it's being opened, it's going to just continue to affect the overall price of the product. Product being PSA graded cards. So personally, if it were me, I would always wait until Chilling Reigns goes out of rotation before. And honestly, yeah, that's kind of what my personal opinion is. But I wouldn't say it's the worst time by any means. Tone 5 just subscribed earlier today. Nice channel. Hey, thanks for stopping by, Tone, and appreciate the support, brother. Thank you. Everyone knows Shiny Drifloon is the best one, dude. Shiny Drifloon is clean. Shiny Drifloon is clean. We can take a look from high to low, from Stormfront, bro. Yeah, baby. Let's go. I don't know, man. Okay, don't get me wrong. I absolutely love Shiny Drifloon. Think it's a cool card. I think Shiny Duskull is pretty clean as well. Man, now you're upsetting me. I want to open some freaking Stormfront. So expensive, man. Good night, TCG. Good night, said Koga. Good night. Oh man, what time is it where he is? Raheem, he does. What the heck? How did I miss the notification? Hey, well, you're here now, Spencer, and we've been going for an hour, so I'll probably go for at least one more hour. So you got any questions? Feel free to ask. Tanner Moran, not an expensive card, but my personal favorite card, is the character rare from VMAX Climax. Curious how simple character cards will do long term. Tanner, personal opinion, I think character cards will do well long term as far as it goes if you're talking about individual. However, of course, as I've mentioned many times before, I think sealed is always going to perform better just based on the fact of the matter that sealed is a deflationary asset versus single cards are an inflationary asset based on more and more of it being put out in the market as more product is opened. However, with that being said, I still think it will stand the test of time as well as by performing well. We can actually take a look at this when going back to Pokédata. Woo! This is actually pretty sweet. Now that we have all this information, we're going to be using this site more often. We go to Cosmic Eclipse, and we will take a look at the Pikachu. Take a look at the overall performance. Let's see. Let's look at raw. We're gonna take a look at the raw data. And how long is this for? That's another question. What is this? So at the oh dang, can we not see? Oh, here we go. Can we look farther out? Is this right? Okay, so let's take a look. Is this not, why is this not? Can I drag it? Do I drag it? How do I do this? What am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong? Why is this not populating? I broke it. I broke it. Here, let me load it again. I want to look at the historical data and try and show you that if you go all the way back to 2019, you can see the raw data of the cards being populated. Oh, does he not have history for it? He can't go back to it, it looks like. So it looks like he doesn't have the data for it, but here's what I'll tell you just to kind of answer your question. Historically speaking, I remember back in the day when you had the when you had the Piplup card. We'll go and click on the Piplup card. Where is it? Right here, Piplup. As you can see with the most recent sale, if we just go to raw, it's going for around 15 to 14 bucks. I remember this was going for at one point around $2 to $3. So historically speaking, of course, we can't look at the data, sadly, but we can still, speculate based on the fact of the matter that, of course, with it, within this recent boom, it still performed really well because it is still a sought after card. Not to mention Cosmic Eclipse was a very underprinted set. So you have those two factors. Do I think VMAX Climax is an underprinted set, or do I think Brilliant Star is going to be underprinted? Probably not. So probably won't see the kind of growth curve that you're going to see with a lot of the character rares. But nonetheless, character rares, very desirable card long term. Will still do good from an investment perspective, just not as strong as a lot of sealed, in my personal opinion. I've seen people bidding on fake PSA 10 cards on eBay. The bottom right didn't have a PSA stamp. I was like, I wish I could tell them it's graded. Card isn't illegal. Some people just, it sucks, man. And that's why I think it'll be a good thing for people like aren't aware of that kind of stuff. They'll be able to use the authentication service that eBay is not providing. Cookie Cabbage, morning, man. Hey, morning to you too, brother. It's 3 p.m. where I am, so I'm curious where you're living. Probably somewhere over in Europe. I've been looking at CGC Perfect 10 cards recently. Kind of hard to find ones that aren't Japanese. What do you think of them compared with BGS Black Label? I think BGS holds stronger just based on the fact of the matter that I think a lot of people prefer the look of BGS. I think BGS has been more reputable than CGC long term. Not as if saying that CGC is by any means not a reputable place, but just an overall branding perspective, BGS has performed stronger. Now, of course, with that being said, if you were to transfer CGC to BGS, is that saying that you would get a perfect CGC to a perfect Black Label? I haven't tested that method. I can't tell you anything guaranteed, but I can tell you more than likely it's going to be a big gamble to be able to do that. But who knows? It could pay off. But at the end of the day, I think a lot of people just prefer BGS because they do like the clean look of the back label compared to CGC's kind of slab. Not to mention CGC really focused more on grading of comics over Pokemon cards. So the overall slab look is not designed for that. I'm looking at the Umbreon from Hidden Fates. It peaked at 508. That's crazy, bro. Bro, welcome to the market, baby. Welcome to the market. And it has absolutely tanked since then. It's been tough, bro. But that's a good thing. Good opportunities, man. This is time for really getting the opportunity to get in with some cheap prices, in my personal opinion, for those Hidden Fates cards. Pokédot is awesome. It's where I track, I assume you mean, my seal collection. Yeah, man, I'm gonna have to actually start doing that myself. Because I would love to see what my overall value of my seal collection is. That's huge. Oh, for PSA 10? Yeah, no, that still makes sense to me. I agree with you, Pat says. Michael Jones, do you think Evolving Skies booster boxes will not grow in value as much as some of the other booster boxes in the last 5 to 10 years, since so many people are keeping sealed ES boxes in hopes it takes off? Great question, Michael. I get this question quite fairly a lot. Here's my personal opinion, Michael, on what I'm going to say to this. The same argument was made in regards to Evolution booster boxes. People said Evolution is the popular set. Everyone's hoarding Evolutions. It's not going to go up in value. What happened? The overall Pokemon market took a little bit of a downturn. People started to offload their product. People started to open their product. People started to, the minute they had the opportunity to make a quick profit, got out. So it's one of those things where the market will typically always find itself opportunities to go up based on the fact of the matter that, I'm not saying this in any rhetorical way, but there are going to be weak hands in the market. There are going to be quick offloaders, and there are going to be people that are not truly invested in the product like a lot of people are. And so with that being said, natural scarcity will just run its course. And so with the demand increasing over time, the natural scarcity will continue to increase, just as we saw with the Evolutions booster boxes. I have zero concern in regards to the value of Evolving Skies, especially considering the fact that we've already seen such a huge turnaround in price after it literally just had massive reprints. So if that doesn't tell you the strength, I should say, of the set itself, then I don't know what does. Nick Landon, awesome as always. Thanks for the Vicey Light. No problem, brother. Cook Cabbage, I'm in Singapore watching live with breakfast. Hey, shout out from Singapore, brother. How's things going down there? I always wanted to check out Singapore. Have you actually gone to the Pokemon Center Singapore? I saw someone had made a post on Instagram, and it has like a Gyarados in the center fountain. It looks so beautiful, dude. I think that's so cool. Spencer Buff, I'm working on my master set for Hidden Fates. All I have left is about 15 GX cards. Really need to get those before they go up. Honestly, Spencer, I'm right there with you, brother. I'm pretty close to just going out and just buying the set completely, in my personal opinion, because I am afraid there's going to be a huge turnaround relatively soon for the set. So, because boy oh boy, things are going to get expensive real quick. But only thing that's been really holding me back has been PSA submissions, them being still backed up. So I think the graded cards are still flat on the market. However, I did get a notification today, from them telling me, what did they say? Where are they? Where is the message I got? I got a message from PSA, and it was telling me it could have been a dream, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't. But I actually got a message from PSA, if I'm correct. Why is it not? I got a message from them basically saying I had the opportunity for economy for $50. I don't know why I can't find it right now. But I think I read that today somewhere. Did I delete it? I can't find it for some reason, but someone can double check me on that, but I'm pretty certain I got a notification about that. So they might actually be bringing economy starting at $50, which good luck if that's what they're going to do. I'm going to have to stay away from that, but yeah, no. We'll see. I mean, they're still backed up, but you know, my assumption is it'll probably go down the less and less they are backed up. Yes, the Pokemon Center is kind of small, but still great to have a center. Yeah, bro, I'm envious of you, man. I wish I had a Pokemon Center. Good evening, Eli. Good evening, Patrick. Thanks for stopping by, brother. Hope all is well. Travis, I gotta go, Brosafina. Congrats again and looking forward to the next stream. Good night, everyone. Hey, have a good one, Travis. Thanks as always for stopping by, brother. Hope to see you on Thursday. What was I gonna say? Yeah, no, yeah, I want to look this up. Why can't I find it, man? I got a notification. I know for a fact. It was a message that was sent to me, and it says specifically for people who are PSA members, you will have access to the $50 economy starting on this date. Let me see if I can find anything about it. Logging into my PSA account under my membership. So if I go to my submissions and I try and click get started, I don't think it'll pop up, but if it does, cool. So we'll do start new submission, regular size card, next. Grading? Yes. No authentication. And man, it's been a while since I've used PSA. Why am I even questioning that? So it's not showing up here yet, which means it is something special they're going to be adding on soon. So that's kind of a bummer. Huh. We'll kind of have to see with that. But Kenmo, what's up, Kenmo? How's it going, brother? Thinking about buying a PSA 10 Japanese versus Karen's Umbreon for 2K, but I don't know if prices make sense to cards of the card population. Dang, that is expensive. Are you telling me it's really going for that much? Is that really it? Am I reading this right? I'm thinking about buying a PSA 10 Japanese VS Karen's Umbreon for 2K. VS. Oh. Oh my. How do I not know about this card? Oh my goodness gracious, brother. I see. Huh. But I don't know if that price makes sense with cards and the card population. Well, let's take a look at sold items first. Oh, this is a hard one, bro. This is a hard one to give an opinion on. Because if I'm being completely honest, first and foremost, I am not that knowledgeable in regards to the VS era. Now, with that being said, using my knowledge that I do have in regards to this, obviously we can see that it has gone for less. It's gone for around 1,800. And on top of the fact of the matter, one of the things you also want to take into consideration that this is Japanese, this is a niche hobby. So if it is going for these prices, and it is a niche being a first edition VS, then I don't see it going down much further. But also with demand, it's going to still go down, but it's going to go down incrementally less. I can't give you my personal opinion, really. I wish I could, because this is such a niche card that I'm not super well versed on, and I don't want to give you bad information. But what I can say, just speculatively speaking, is I would assume it would go down with demand, but it's going to go down a lot less based on the fact of the matter that it is a kind of niche, Japanese collectible card. With that being said, of course, if you're saying it makes sense based on its population, you can make an argument about that. It was about 1.5 a few weeks ago, but it's been rising. See, that's hard, man. I really wish I could give you that. If it's been rising, bro, I think you might have to bite the bullet on it if you're trying to get it at this price. But don't take take everything I say with a grain of salt, just because you never really know with these kind of stuff. The niche is strong with this one, that's for sure. So that could of course cause its value to go up because it is specifically an Umbreon card, and we know how much people love them Umbreons. And it is Karen's Umbreon too, and with the VMAX Climax set, I imagine it probably has gone up because of that. So you have two options. You can either bite the bullet, buy it now, or you can wait a little bit and see if VMAX Climax is going to cause the price to go down. Or if you really want to speculate, you buy it now, and then VMAX Climax could potentially cause the price to go up with the new release set. But obviously, it's all on you on that one, brother. I want to step away from this and don't give... This is just my opinion. I don't want to really give bad advice on this, so please understand I'm not well versed on this aspect. I'm not an expert on everything Pokemon. But hopefully that helped at least a little bit. Which product from 2021 do you see performing the best? I mean, I made that face rhetorically because I'm like, bro, easy. Evolving Skies booster boxes, Pokemon Center Celebrations Elite Trainer boxes. That's how my mind works. So if that's what you're talking about, 2021, yeah, bro, I think those will perform immensely. I mean, I talked about that in my last video, actually. The majority of the items I said were going to perform the best were 2021 items. Actually, I think all of them were 2021 items. I could be off base with that, but... Spencer says, see, Travis. Yeah, no, we're taking a look at that one. This is an older message then. Michael, dang, you hit 1K. I've been out of the loop for a minute, but so glad you're gaining more subs. Thank you, Michael. I appreciate that, brother. Yeah, man, we are absolutely cruising right now, boys. Just absolutely on that grind. We are currently sitting at, let's take a look actually how much we're sitting at right now. We are sitting at, if we go to my dashboard, 112 subscribers. And my most recent video, which I posted around 6 o'clock, it is at almost 1,600 views and 106 likes. And it's 60 comments. It has absolutely been crushing it. So can't thank you guys enough, man. It's been going off. Poke Family evening all. Hey, thanks for stopping by, Poke Family. And thank you for the celebrations on the 1K. Appreciate that, brother. Wisdom, woo woo. Yeah, it's finding near mint copies is impossible. Yeah, man, it's but no, that's what I'm saying. Oh, sorry. Okay, so sorry, Kemo. Obviously, I was talking. How do I want to say this? I didn't see your messages at the time, and I'm responding to your messages now. But yeah, Karen's will be in Brilliant Star, based on historically what we saw with Level X's. Level X's performed really well when DP came around, when Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl came around. I think the same thing's happening right now with Karen's Umbreon. So you either have two options. You can either try and get in now, and then if you plan on holding it, you can always sell it at its probable peak. You could say it's peaking out right now, but I think it'll probably start to peak out when English comes around. Or you could say, I just want to, get it long-term at a cheaper price, not interested in selling or flipping. Then you can always wait until, 6 months to a year after Brilliant Star. It'll probably start to die out, especially with demand, because the hype will kind of die out at that point. But like I said, not super knowledgeable in that area, but that's my personal opinion. Spencer Buff. So what happens if you buy a PSA card and crack it to regrade or sell a raw card? What happens to the population PSA? Do you report it, or does the population become skewed? Population becomes skewed for sure. So that's very much so typically unreported information. So if you are sending it into PSA and you are sending it for regrading, it will adjust to the overall population. But if you yourself crack it, I mean, that's on you, man. But it's more than likely going to it's going to still not change the overall PSA population report, because it's not like they obviously can track that it's been cracked. Cookie Cabbage, thanks for the support, brother, and thanks for the congrats. Pika Pika just started getting into collecting during the Celebrations hype, but missed out on a bunch of the product. Any insight, Celebrations UPC or Pokemon Center ETB restocks? Here's my personal opinion, Pika, and obviously I've talked about this in my last couple of videos. I love Pokemon Center Elite Trainer boxes, specifically Celebrations. I think they're going to smash it out of the park. I myself have about 20 plus of them. I think they're going to do amazing long term, especially in regards to the scarcity. Now, if you're talking about the question of restocking, historically speaking, which we have a very small size sample in regards to history because we're just looking back to Chilling Reigns, which is in June of 2021, we know that they have not typically been super heavy on restocks. Shortly after the overall release, we saw that, of course, Chilling Reigns sold out really quickly, didn't get restocked that much, but also, to be fair, they made a mess up on it. Evolving Skies, haven't seen a restock in months, so since September, I want to say. And Celebrations came out in October, so November, December, January, it's been 3 months. I think it's possible you could see a restock because it is Celebrations and it is a popular kind of set. With that being said, I would say it's going to continue to be less and less likely because it is one of those niche kind of elite trainer boxes to collect in, but I think it will be a set that performs really well. As for the Celebrations UPC restock, I know that today I actually just got a notification from my distributor that I will be receiving a second wave in regards to the Lunch Tim's collection chests for a third wave for them. So if that doesn't tell us that there's potentially going to be a restock of other, of course this is not 100% confirmed, but more than likely there's probably going to be a restock of some other Celebrations product, more than likely. That's kind of what my personal opinion is. Does that mean UPC is going to be included in that? Speculatively, you could say yes, but nothing's confirmed, of course, because I only got allocations for the collector's chest, so we'll have to see as time goes on. But I think UPC, of course, as well will be a good long-term investment, but also, like I said, trying to get in at the right prices was just as important. Man, that's crazy to think that pop reports can be off by a decent amount then. Yeah, it can be, Spencer. It's just very unlikely that it's going to be off by a good amount, just based on the fact of the matter. It's not like everyone's going in and cracking their stuff. But yeah, it could be skewed by a decent amount, but I mean, I would still say it stands strong in regards to the overall, population report for the most part. You're always going to have an error field of like plus or minus in regards to certain things. Awesome. Thanks for the feedback. Will the regular Celebrations ETB go to alternate for holding sealed? Yes, I think it will be. I think that Celebrations in general will hold really well, especially the elite trainer boxes. My only reasoning behind liking the Celebrations Pokemon Center variation, based on the fact of the matter that they are more scarce because they are a niche. You can only get them at Pokemon Center. They are only printing so many. So with that being said, they're, supply and demand. They're going to have a low supply and a high demand. So it's going to be a lot harder for you to come by them versus the Pokemon regular elite trainer boxes are going to be more of a supply. Still going to be a high demand for it, so it'll still be a good investment. It just won't be as strong. But I know that it's going to be easier for a lot of people to get a hold of the regular ones. So with that being said, still think it's worth it. So we actually had someone tell us that they bought a case of it for $4.50, which is $5 a elite trainer box under MSRP, which I think is a great deal in my personal opinion. So, but that is of course just my personal opinion on the matter. Oh my goodness gracious, I've been talking fast for a while. I talk so fast sometimes, I apologize. Some people probably have to listen to me in half speeds. Seriously, bro. Man, this is just upsetting seeing all these cards though. Just really brings back memories. Also, it really upsets me that people like Stormfront as much as I do, because the artwork in the set is so beautiful. Look at this Infernape artwork. Where's the Torterra? Where's my Torterra artwork? I love this artwork. I think it's so cool. Michael Jones, what's up, brother? I know you get asked this question like frequently. All right, I'm gonna take a breath for this one. What is the point where you decide to send a card in grading right now versus keeping it raw until later? Express now or regular later? How much the card's valued? Particularly vintage cards are great. How much is it valued, and what do I think it'll grade for? For example, if it is a I don't know, that's a lie actually. That is a lie. So I have graded some unlimited Charizards, some unlimited Blastoids, and some unlimited Venusaurs. I sent them in, if I'm being completely honest, for the special. At one point they were selling them for $7.50. I sent them in for $7.50, and I just waited for the premium upcharge. Being completely honest, I try and save as much money as possible, because in regards to PSA, what they'll typically do is they will take your money and and there is no incentive for them to, you know, I mean, you could make an argument saying there's an incentive for them to upcharge you, but guess what? At the end of the day, if you aren't getting charged the upcharge and you think it's worth that much, they're going to take more of your money. Back when Express was going for around 75 bucks, I had a Charizard EX PSA 7 is what it graded for, and I thought I was going to get a 9, but that was because I didn't see the print line that was very faintly visible, and it was the most disappointing thing ever. But I sent it in spending around 75 bucks, and the value of it would have been around, almost at the time, $2,000. Well, guess what? If I just sent it in for the standard economy and spent like 10 bucks, then as far as it goes, I wouldn't have actually had a premium upcharge of $50, as if I were expecting it to be graded for that. So my personal opinion, if I'm being completely honest, Michael, is I tend to use the cheaper option when sending it in bulk submission and just hope that they upcharge me because I was, you know, I got a better grade. That's just how my strategy is. Obviously, if you're really impatient and you want the card right away and you're expecting it to get a potentially a 9 or a 10, I can see you, you know, sending in an Express. But as far as it goes with the current prices, it just doesn't really seem worth it to me. And I'm a patient man that's willing to hold things long term in the current particular setting. That's just my personal opinion on it, though. So you can always do what you want, but I just like to hold because I want to save money. Spencer Buff says Stormfront is goated. Yeah, it is. I love Stormfront. It's such an amazing set. Such an underrated set during its time, but now it's amazing. You know? Afraid to order from PC for investment purposes because I've read a lot of reviews. See Fusion Strike on PC. The ETBs have been arriving damaged. What's your experience? I think that's because, if I'm being completely honest, Pika, a lot of people just order the individual Elite Trainer box. I order mine in the cases because it comes in the case sealed, and with that being said, it's going to have better protection. Of course, that's not to say a case can't come damaged, but from everything that I've received, everything's been everything has arrived in a case and everything has arrived in, you know, good condition. So I can understand people having their concerns with that, but a lot of people typically just buy one because they just want one for their collection and they're not looking at it from an investment perspective. And so with that being said, it's going to be more than likely not as fully protected as if you were going to have multiple that can easily fit into a case that is built for protecting up to 4 of these Elite Trainer boxes. Is there a bottom for the Alt-Art Umbreons? Yes, there is always a bottom in a market. Kind of. Technically speaking, there's never a bottom, bro. I mean, can't go lower, bro. That's what they said. That's what they said with Bitcoin. So they said with the stock market, that's how it always goes. There's technically never a bottom. But to answer your kind of question on, well, I think there's going to be a bottom. I think there will be a bottom eventually. Obviously, demand for Evolving Skies is pretty high. More product is still being opened. And once the reprints, like I said before, I expect them to come with more reprints pretty soon in the next year or two. With that being said, in my personal opinion, you'll start to see a bottom with that soon, but I still think that there's some ways to go for it to decrease in value. Because right now, I mean, obviously it's holding strong, and it's going to hold strong when the reprints come, but it's going to have to move a little bit more when the reprints do eventually come, because I'd be stunned if we didn't have any more. I know, talked about the PC Brilliant Star ETBs in your last video, but what do you think about the pre-orders being up for over a week now? I think that's really good, Spencer. I think that has nothing to do with Brilliant Stars and has everything to do with the demand of the market right now. A lot of people, more specifically, are just looking at the market right now, and you've just seen a huge decline in demand. And with that being said, in my personal opinion, that just means it's the perfect opportunity to get in because Fusion Strike is seeing the same thing. It's been up for a week. And that was one of the things I talked about, guys. When you see the demand go down like this, that means that's the opportunity because when this stuff goes out of rotation, that means it's going to be amazing investing long term. That's just kind of my personal opinion on it. So I think it's just another opportunity, and we're just really lucky right now to be able to get this stuff and such an abundance of it. Case ETBs, limit of Brilliant Star. Yes, a case is considered 4 ETBs, but to be honest with you, if you want to Pika, you can literally just buy 4, submit your order, go back, buy 4, submit your order. And I did that 5 times because I always like to at least buy. My kind of general strategy is I want to drop at least $1,000. Just $1,000, move on next set. $1,000, move on this next set. You know, I might double down and get more because I'm just so addicted to buying Pokemon Center Elite Trainer boxes because I think they're going to be such a good investment long term looking at the data, but you know, What time frame are you looking at for investments? Good question. I think there's a different strategy that I hold than most people, and that purely just comes off to the fact of the matter that I do run my own Pokemon business. I'm going to say majority speaking, I'm trying to look at this as 3 to 5 years. But also at the same exact time, when I say 3 to 5 years, how do I want to answer this? I want to answer this very carefully. First and foremost, I want to say I look at this from the perspective of I always want to keep a certain amount set aside, but also I have to understand that I do run my own business, and so I will need to offload product at times to gain liquidity to be able to purchase new upcoming sets to come out, and then I will use that liquidity to not only pay off the sets, but then take that money to then reinvest it. Now, with that being said, taking that out of the mix, general investment strategy, the reason why I say 3 to 5 years is because I look at in cycles. I buy in bear markets, and I sell in bull markets. And how I'll typically do it is I won't offload all of it at once unless I see it as an amazing opportunity, because I think that it won't go higher, which of course it can always go higher, so you never want to be rushing on that. But I wouldn't mind if, let's say hypothetically, I've got 20 Brilliant Star Elite Trainer boxes. Let's say in the next year, the value doubles. I'd probably offload at least a case's worth, and then I'd wait another year or so. If the price has gone up, then I'll probably offload more. If it's been stagnant, hasn't moved, then I'll wait more. And then just kind of see where the market really lies, because I just want to see the overall price of the Elite Trainer boxes and just see how much they're increasing. If they increase quite a bit, then I'll slowly offload it, but then expect there to be more offloading as time goes on. But if it stays stagnant, then I'll just hold on to it until I see there's a good offloading opportunity, because the price has doubled, tripled, quadrupled. But I try to be conservative when it comes to offloading, because I don't want to just get weekends the first minute I'm able to double my profits, because as we know in this market, you could 5x like that, depending upon the overall demand pockets that kind of come in the market after your initial, kind of bear market ends. Michael Jones, for those of us trying to do a little bit more of selling off our goods, what have you found to be the cheapest way and safest way to send cards? Singles are expensive when sleeved, top loader, bubble mailer. Great question, Michael. Obviously, for those people that don't know, I do TCG play a lot. So I would say probably the safest is, how I like to do it is penny sleeve, top loader, and then I have this kind of like piece of paper wrap that I have, like just literally like it's like a thin piece of paper, and I put it over the top and then I tape the sides of it. That way all you have to do is peel off the top, and then you can pull out the card easy, but it still protects it from moving around. That's just kind of my personal opinion. Not to mention from buying from TCG Player, that's kind of what I've liked the most in regards to buying cards that are expensive and trying to have them safely protected. I put them all in bubble mailers after a certain amount, because I do want to make sure they're fine. And then also as well for PSA graded cards, what I'll typically do is I'll take 2 pieces of cardboard, put the graded card in between it, rubber band around it, put it in a bubble mailer, and then as well sometimes I'll put a plastic guard to protect it. So like something like this, to kind of protect the card as well from any sort of scratches, which it's not going to scratch because it's in a hard case, but just, always trying to be protective of it. Patrick, thanks as always for the insight, and congrats on the 1 sub. Of course, brother, I appreciate it, and thanks again for the congratulations. James, shout out to James, thanks for stopping by. Also, regarding eBay starting this year, if you sell over $700, then you will have to pay taxes on it up until last year if you did it as a hobby or side business, and you didn't have to if your sale was over 20K. Huh, that's interesting. That's good to know. I didn't know that. I mean, you typically always have to pay taxes on sales, but you also want to take into consideration how much you're realistically going to be paying taxes on something that you're making $700. Not to mention, if you are doing your own taxes or you have a CPA for this kind of stuff, a lot of the times you're going to want to factor in your overall cost of goods sold, which then is going to determine what your true actual net profit was at the end of the year, which is what you're really going to be taxed on, because you're going to be able to write off a lot of your business expenses that way. Are ETBs the way to go for investment? Well, as we've kind of seen on the breakdowns with a lot of the videos I've made in my channel, personally speaking, yeah, I think they are. I think from an overall percentage perspective, they have performed the best historically. I think they're very collectible. I think that's kind of one of the reasons why. Of course, booster boxes are collectible. Elite trainer boxes have some really beautiful designs that are kind of centered around the overall sets that they are coming out for. So personally speaking, I do think elite trainer boxes are the way to go. Just kind of seeing that with the numbers, historically speaking. It's posted on eBay's policies, etc. Yeah, okay. Yeah, no, for sure. I'll definitely want to take a look at that then. But yeah, I see it being something where more than likely you're gonna have to. Well, I mean, you're gonna have to pay taxes on most. You know, once you start to really make a business out of it, obviously it's just really going to come down to the fact of the matter of how much is your cost of goods sold, because that's stuff you're going to be able to use as write-offs when you're taking a look at your overall general net cost at the end of the year. Curiosity, what do you do outside of Pokemon investments? Where do you work? So, obviously, I run my own business doing the website, Pokemon USA. Sadly, I haven't had a lot of product added onto it, but I'm going to actually be adding some product soon, so be aware of that. Outside of that, I actually run, just let me put it for you this way. Imagine an Uber. Now imagine a fancy Uber that drives paramedics and nurses around. That is basically what my job is. I transport medical personnel to and from their sites in which they are just staying at, and then driving them to whichever the location they need to be taken to. Like one of them is Cascade Medical Transports, where I send them to. If I send them to one of the St. Charles, I'll drop them off there, just wherever they're doing any sort of their medical duties. So I deal a lot with nurses, paramedics, and so on an every day-to-day basis. So I do that as far as it goes. Obviously, I would say that's my main gig. This is more of a side gig, but if I'm being completely honest, I actually put more effort into this. I just make more with the other job. So, oh my God, Michael, I skipped you. The frick is wrong with me, Michael? What did I do? Wait, no, I didn't. I just answered your question, Michael. I didn't miss you. What did I miss? What did I miss? No, I answered both your questions, Michael. Huh? What did I miss? What did I miss, Michael? I want to make sure I didn't miss you, brother. Which one did I miss? I don't think I did. I just answered your question in regards to... I answered both your questions. I answered the one about... For those of us trying to do a little selling of our goods... Yeah, I feel like I answered that question, or was there a little bit more to it? And then you also asked me the question as well about when I decide to sell cards. Please let me know. I want to make sure I didn't miss your question. I apologize if I did, but I'm not seeing it maybe. Out of curiosity, oh wait, no, I already answered that. Pokemon Catcher, thanks for stopping by. Modern's just horrible to put money into. It's printed to the ground and gonna be for a while. I disagree with that, Pokemon Catcher. Same argument was made with Evolutions, and Evolutions peaked out at 1,000. It's just a misconception a lot of people have. I mean, general economic theory, once again, just going back to it. There's going to be a high supply, but high demand will diminish the product over time. You can make an argument, of course, that it'll take longer, but also you also have to take into consideration that, you know, the demand for Pokemon now is a lot greater than it was back in the early, 2000s, late 1990s. So with that, demand is always just going to scale with supply when it comes to this kind of stuff, because that's just what's going on. It's just adjusting. That's just what the Pokemon company does. It adjusts to demand. There's the reason why it's printed into the ground to begin with is because the demand is so high, so they have to print it into the ground, and then more of it's going to be opened. Of course, I will of course agree with you when it comes to that argument in regards to singles value. It's going to be a lot harder to invest in. I think singles grading BGS is the future, but if we're talking about sealed, I would have to disagree with you on that, just because so much of it is going to be open. There's going to be a huge kind of volatility swing in regards to the next 3 to 5 years of the prices for modern sealed. eBay will send you a $10.99 if you sell over 600 this year. Yes, so you always had to taxes. It's just now the government will know. Oh yeah, I heard about that new policy that the Biden administration came out on. Another thing they were talking about is if you transfer over a certain amount of money as well, they want to track you on everything. And they're also talking about potentially giving more funding to the IRS this year. Don't get me started about it, man. Obviously I'm good on my taxes because I have a CPA who does all this stuff for me, but this just becomes more of a pain in the butt. It just really sucks. Do you think based on this current cycle, this year will be the last year of Sword and Shield generation? Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes. 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 Well, the reason why I say that is because Evolutions came out in 2016, last XY set. No, then we got our first Sun and Moon set. Last Sun and Moon set was Hidden Fates 2019. So with that being said, 2020 was the first Sword and Shield set, starting off the year. Now we're in 2022, so probably end of the year we're gonna see this gonna be the final of it, and then when the new set, the new game comes out, it's gonna be whatever the new mechanic is, whatever the new game is gonna be centered around. So yes, I would say so. Trainer Adrian says very interesting. Wait, did I miss the answer to mine? Rebald boy s. What is going on here? Hold on one second. Am I missing something? Am I missing something? Rebald, did you ask a question? You might have missed. Hold on. I'm going in order. Like I have an order list that I'm looking at. I don't think I missed yours, Rebald. If you want to just copy and paste and then re-ask me the question, I'd be more than happy to answer it. I apologize if I did miss it. Spencer Buff, also congratulations on 1K. Much deserved, man. Sorry I didn't say it earlier. Got caught up in the info and discussion. No. Hey, don't stress about it, brother. I love answering your questions, and I once again appreciate the support, appreciate the questions that I wouldn't be able to do without you guys. Kensuke, exactly, and thanks for saying that. Yeah, no, 100%. Kensuke, I mean, yeah, he's right. It's a simple way to put it. Cheapest way to send singles? No, I answered that question already, Michael. I said your cheapest way to send singles, if you're talking about higher end singles, in my personal opinion, I think the best way to do it is to put them in penny sleeves and then put them in a top loader. And then if it is, of course, one that you, or sorry, not a top loader, but like a hard case, and then with that you also want to put one of these over it. Now if you're asking me the question of cheaper ones, like if you're telling me you're going to be shipping 5 to 10 cent ones, what I like to typically do is I like to do one of two things. Either I will take a 5 to 10 cent card, I will put them in penny sleeves, I will then make sure that it's sealed on the top with, like I said, the little kind of paper piece to protect it from falling out, and then I'll wrap it in paper, like stiff paper, to make sure that it doesn't move around a ton, or I'll wrap it in like a hard cardboard piece, just because it's obviously super expensive to ship out small cards, and it's not worth it to like hurt your bottom dollar. I've got like almost 1,000 reviews at this point, and majority of people are fine with it. Some people are like, oh, I wish it was in a hard case, but that's just the reality of the situation. If you're telling me you're going to buy one 4-cent card from me and you're expecting a top loader when the top loader itself is going to cost me more than the actual card, it's just unrealistic. But that's what I would say if you're talking cheap cards. But more expensive cards, penny sleeve, I think it is a top loader. Yep, top loader. Penny sleeve, top loader. And then sometimes I'll go penny sleeve, card saver, and then put them between a slab of 2 pieces of cardboard, wrap it around with rubber bands. But that's just how I like to do it for the cheaper as well as the more expensive. Any speculation on the next era after Sword and Shield? Oh, I don't know. I can tell you the speculation after the next set, which is going to be Black and White Remastered, more than likely. Because let's think about this. We had XY, then we had Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, then we had Sun and Moon, then we had Sword and Shield, then we had Remastering. So actually that's a lie. I'm going to say we're going to have 2 new sets, or 2 new games, and then we're going to have Remastering Black and White. But I can't really speculate. There hasn't really been any news on it, and that's one of those things where it's like, it's really hard to kind of really know what they're going to be doing next, because you never know what the Pokémon company's going to do. All we know is we're going in the direction of kind of that open world game. But to be honest with you, it's not really an open world game. That's the dirty little secret of it. It's kind of an open world, but there's still limitations based on your leveling, and you can't kind of like do some like Skyrim level stuff where if you're like, I'm going to climb that mountain, and you can straight up climb that mountain with like a horse or just manually, and you're just like skipping up the mountain. Obviously, there's going to be blockers in the Pokemon Arceus game, so that's all I can really say. Just the sense of direction in which they're going to be developing the games. So I guess I skipped you, my bad. Oh, sorry, I missed that. Oh, no, don't worry about it. And if you were asking about cheaper singles, like the 3 to 5 set ones, obviously I didn't explain that one the last time. So now you know, though. So that's good now. Yeah, there is it. It's gonna go down because no one will want that crap. Sorry, that's kind of hard. That's kind of hard to read. But just once again in response to it, same argument was made. Pokemon Catcher with evolutions in regards to the booster boxes sealed. Obviously, booster boxes perform strong. Singles in evolutions have performed terribly. I think that's going to be the common theme for modern. So it's following the evolution theory, in my personal opinion. So that's just looking at historical data, but I'm just going to leave it at that. So, because that's my opinion, and if you agree, you agree. If you don't, you don't. James says, do you think MetaZoo will capture or sway over Pokemon collectors, even though it will never be the biggest threat to the intellectual property of Pokemon? Will MetaZoo stay afloat long term, even though no one knows? So there has been recent news that JM Holdings, or aka the big distributor for Walmart, is going to potentially be putting out MetaZoo product. If that is true, then that means that I assume MetaZoo is here to stay, and I do assume that some people will like to resonate with the artwork as some of the original Wizards of the Coast era Pokemon cards. So with that being said, I do think that it could, of course, bring over some Pokemon fans. It could take away some Pokemon fans, but I think MetaZoo will always be its own niche little thing. I think it will perform well long term, especially considering the growth that we've kind of seen in that specific market. But of course, with that being said, the biggest news really just comes down to them potentially being thrown in Walmarts. But yeah, I mean, obviously, it's potential it won't be the biggest, IP as far as Pokemon goes, but we don't know that. But yeah, I definitely think that there are going to be some Pokemon fans that are going to come into the MetaZoo because they do like a lot of the artwork. Don't put money in Pokemon Catcher out here just trolling. I made it on Dropshop app and wanted to invest What? I wanted to invest $700 to $1,200 into a booster box. What would you suggest to catch people's eye and possibly gain more followers? I have no clue, first and foremost, Rabold, what the Drip Shop app is. And when you say wanted to invest $700 to $1,200 into a booster, what would you suggest to people's eyes? I'm a little confused by what you mean by that question. If you can reiterate a little bit of what you're saying and rephrase it, because I'm a little confused. I apologize by that. MetaZoo isn't going to take anything from Pokemon. Yeah, I would definitely agree with Sad more on this. I think that there will be some that are taken away because people are like, I'm done with Pokemon. I'm getting into MetaZoo. But let's be honest here. Most of the people that are going into MetaZoo are going to still be double dipping. They're still going to go in Pokemon. They're still going to go in MetaZoo. There will be people that will leave it, but it's going to be such a small amount. I think you're just going to have a large influence of people coming into MetaZoo from Pokemon. But also at the same exact time, there's just people that really like it that aren't Pokemon fans because everything doesn't revolve around Pokemon, even though we think it does. But I think MetaZoo's done strong. So saying that Black and White Remastered is coming, would you suggest investing into Black and White now? Funny you say that, Rabold. I made that as one of my videos for the overall sealed booster boxes. I said that actually. I said as the prices continue to go down, I said that within the next year will be one of the best opportunities to invest in sealed Black and White product because with the remastering, you could see it absolutely pop off. Same with a lot of the singles. So good question. I actually went over that in one of my videos. So yeah. I'm not sure if anyone is into Digimon here, but they released a new TCG last year that's a lot of fun, and the cards look amazing along with cheap boxes. I'm going to not comment on that because I don't know much about Digimon, and I don't want to talk about, I don't want to give you false information on something I literally know nothing about. So I apologize on that, Spencer. James says, good point. Dillpill, congrats on the 1K subs, brother. Thank you, Mr. Dillpill. I appreciate the support. It's like Whatnot. Oh, I see. So it's like an auction site thing. It's hard for me really to say that as far as it goes, Dillpill, because the only auction that I'm really, familiar with is the auction using site of eBay. So with that being said, of course, what I typically have done to really gain attention is just put in the time to just sell product. And as I continue to build my reputation based on my sales, and my brand name, and people have bought from me multiple times, then that just obviously adds to my overall rating. But that's my only personal opinion I can really give you. Otherwise, I don't really know much about it, so I really wish I'd give you more information. But sadly, I just don't know much into it. I'm into Pokemon Yu-Gi-Oh! Oh, right on, DOY. I got a buddy of mine that used to collect Yu-Gi-Oh! Heavily. It was funny, as a kid, I actually liked Yu-Gi-Oh! More than I did Pokemon initially, but none of my friends wanted to ever play Yu-Gi-Oh! They only wanted to play Pokemon. And so I always was like the one kid that was left out. And not to mention the fact of the matter, too, my parents didn't want me to play any of these card games to begin with because they're like, it's demonic, or you know what I mean? People can probably relate to that. But then eventually I ended up just, kind of coming into Pokemon in Gen 4 because my friend would give me some of his free Pokemon cards. So that's kind of what swayed me over to Pokemon, was because I got free Pokemon cards from my kid, from my friends as a kid. He just give me some of his comments. I'm like, oh my God, it's a Rapidash. It's so cool. Like, just how it was when I was a little kid. I have 700 to 1,200 spent on booster box and sell-off packs to live by the piece. What would you suggest would be the best way to buy? So if you're asking me, that is a range, my guy. I have are you saying 700 to 1,200 to spend on a booster box and sell off packs live? Oh, I think I understand what you're saying now. I think I get what you're saying. So you're basically asking me, oh, I get what you're saying. So if I'm correct, because Whatnot was the thing that Logan Paul did to do like breaker sales. And you're asking me basically what's the best way to do a breaker sale. I get what you're saying now. Okay, so in regards to breaker sales, that's a great question. For me, obviously, I have a distributor, so that's the easiest way if you can get a distributor to go about it. But it's very hard to get a distributor if you don't have a following. Obviously, if you want to start a following, then in my personal opinion, the best way to really do it would probably be look at TCG player sales. Are you able to get a lot of these, Chilling Reign booster boxes, good prices? Were you able to get in Darkness Ablaze, Evolving Skies when it was at good prices? Were you able to get in, Available Voltage when it was at good prices? And are you able to buy it in bulk to be able to get those case sealed discounts? Because I know some people, will give you 5 to 7% off if you buy on eBay. Did you buy, have you gone to your local stores? Have you been able to buy them for cheaper? Just basically looking at opportunities to kind of buy more to be able to get more discounted off. Of course, with that being said, then you also have to have your strategy next to how are you going to gain people that are going to want to watch you? How are you going to get a following for that? Well, for me, how I got a large portion of my following was through social media. I built my brand off of Discord. I built my brand off of YouTube. I built my brand off of Instagram, and I kind of brought something with that. I brought my knowledge of Pokemon. I also advertised a lot in the Pokemon TCG Player Discord. But with that being said, I also became friends with a lot of the moderators and a lot of the people in there, so I wouldn't have been able to do it without them. That was just my traditional strategy that I personally went about it. I know there's other ways of doing it, but really you have to be able to market yourself for bold into what makes you different than everyone else. Are you offering cheaper prices? You're going to have to grind at it as another thing as well. So because although of course I'm able to get a decent amount of people that buy into my breaker streams, it's not just because they like me, it's also because I have good prices. So because I have 1,000 people that follow me, but not all 1,000 people are going to want to buy into my breakers. And statistically or historically speaking, for my sale, it's typically been the same people that have been kind of the lifeline of my site, where they buy in a lot of my product because they really like to support me and buy from me and only me. I've been blessed to have those kind of people that have supported me like that because they like me as a person. They like my, contribution to the Pokemon, just the Pokemon community. And also, you have to just be able to bring something, make yourself different, stand out, and really get good at marketing. So that's kind of my personal opinion. I know that's a lot to kind of take in. It's really tough because there is, there's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears that's going to go into it, especially considering if you have to hustle even more because you don't have a distributor. Now, once, of course, you do have a distributor, that makes a different story because then that becomes a part of it. And then just really being able to brand yourself on these sites like Whatnot and such is going to be something you're going to have to really be able to kind of find out your own creative way of being able to reach out. Sad. DOI, getting into it. Nice. What do you think of Holdings Lance's Charizard box? Buying them at $20 each MSRP. Not a bad investment. It's a Charizard card. It's a Celebrations box. It'll perform well. That's just my quick answer to that. Revolt says yes. SDC, what's up, brother? How we doing? Kenny, you mostly talk about Seal product in modern singles. What is your opinion on graded cards? Great question. You know, it's funny because I try not to talk about modern singles, Kenny, but a lot of people ask me about modern singles, so that's why I talk about it a lot. I prefer graded, but to be quite honest with you, I think that if we're talking about graded in the modern era, I've talked about this in one of my videos before, BGS is going to be the future for that because black labels are going to cause a lot. I mean, you look at the value of a lot of black labels. The card valuations are massive, and when you're talking about cards that are going to be in such a high PSA population report, you're going to have to say to yourself, how do we make it so that these items are more scarce? BGS obviously grades harsher, especially when looking for black labels. That's going to cause a lot of these cards to have, you know, a low population report, which of course is going to be, in my personal opinion, a good way of going about grading your cards. Now, if you're talking about just overall general investing in graded cards, I think there's obviously an argument to be made looking at WotC Hollows, historically speaking, looking at times to buy ones that are very undervalued when having a low, you know, population report. Obviously, there's been times where undervalued, like PSA 9s, taking a look at like the Lugia Hollow First Edition PSA 9 from Neogen as another kind of one to look at when in regards to population report opportunity, but also understanding population report is a huge factor in regards to determining whether or not I do think it's worth, it's a fair valuation. Because obviously there was a Pikachu from Jungle PSA 10 that went upwards of $1,000, and there was several thousand that were in population, and it was highly overvalued, and it tanked almost 90% at one point based on the fact of the matter that it was just overvalued because of the high demand, and people were wanting to, you know, invest in a card that was a common or uncommon. I can't remember specifically, but you know, I think you just got to be able to understand your market in regards to investing in your kind of you know, in regards to your kind of graded cards. But yeah, long story short, future is going to be BGS, and I think PSA for older cards hold strong, but you got to just be able to understand your kind of equilibrium in regards to population report to valuation, as well as the retrace value that we've seen with the current kind of bubble pop, if you will say, from the demand dying out in this market. Radbold, I don't get the best prices, to be honest, but I'm working on it. Yeah, it's hard, man. If you don't have a distributor, it is really hard, if I'm being completely honest. So obviously, the best I can really say is best of luck. If you got to be able to be creative in this market, man. That's the one thing I've learned, is you got to be able to be creative to survive, because you're going to have to find out ways. Not to mention the fact of the matter, one of the things that I do to be able to offer a lot of cheap prices is I don't ship out common, uncommon cards. I just ship out your holo cards, and it makes it cheaper for me to do shipping. And on top of that as well, it also makes it so that I'm able to make a little bit on the back end from offering lower prices, based on the fact of the matter that I am able to sell my commons and uncommons on TCG Player, make money off of that to cover the cost of, you know, offsetting losses that I might have from offering such cheap prices. A lot of people charge over market breaks. I prefer to rip my own packs. I don't know why someone would pay a lot over market. It's because the experience that you get sad from buying from someone like PokeRev, from buying like someone from Dirham. Like when you buy from these people, you have that experience, especially with some people being able to do shout outs. You're more or less like just supporting them, or being able to have your own super chat in the aspect of a, you know, buying into a break. So that's kind of one of the reasons why a lot of people will pay more. It's just, it comes with that premium as you begin to grow your channel. Radbull, 88 for Chilling Reign, 105 for Fusion, 110 for Vivid. That is expensive. Radbull, I'm telling you right now, if you are actually serious about wanting Fusion, I can literally get you Fusion for sub $100. So if you really want to buy some, you can message me on Discord, and I can easily make out a deal with you where you can buy multiple cases of Fusion for me for less than $100. Because if you're buying them for 105, my guy, no, that's too much. I can get it for you cheaper if that's what you're looking for. I have absolutely no problem with that. Have you applied to sell and whatnot? It's crazy over there. I have not applied to it. I've only recently heard about it thanks to Logan Paul, but I have not applied for it. So obviously I've been mainly focused on my YouTube because product has been hard to come by recently. What do you think about the possibility that all of the modern stuff ends up becoming junk wax? Is there something different about Pokemon fundamentals compared to the late 80s or early 90s sports cards? Yes and no, Anonymous. I think that if we're talking about modern stuff, you say modern stuff, it's hard. Like I've said before, and I'll keep reiterating this, modern singles I think are going to be crap when looking at, historically speaking, kind of what happened with evolutions. The only way they will be good is the sought after cards will get graded for BGS. BGS black labels will have low pop. Those are the ones that can perform well. But for the most part, you know, they will have a market, but they're not going to be a good long-term investment. Sealed will perform well because the difference between, you know, the people that were in the market in the late, you know, 90s versus early 2000s, if we're talking about Pokemon, is there's more people in the market now. And so with that, even though there's more being printed, there's more people opening. And with that being said, there's a scalability. You have a one-to-one supply, one-to-one demand. Demand goes up, then there's going to be less supply. And that's kind of what we've seen, is even though there's been so much that's been put out into existence, there's been so much that's being opened. So once again, doubling down on kind of the sealed market is what kind of my personal opinion is. But yeah, no, that's what I would say the difference between the fundamentals just really comes down to the fact of the matter that there's just more people in the market now. So, and more people in the market, more demand. Obviously, with more demand, Pokemon likes to print to demand, so more supply. So it's just finding that balance at equilibrium and really understanding that we're actually not over printing things. People keep saying printing in the ground, but the only reason why they say that is just because there's just more of it available because we have more internet. I mean, you guys think about this back in the, you know, early 2000s, late 1900s, or like 1990s, like how much of the internet was used to purchase product? Not a ton, because the internet wasn't really a thing back then. I mean, I remember from the age of like 5 or 6 back in the early 2000s, hopping on my desktop like Dinosaur. Like I didn't know about buying Pokemon until I was like mid 2000s, like mid 2010s. So it's just more accessibility. That's why people just have that kind of misinterpretation. Ken A says, what kind of graded cards are you are in your collection, if you don't mind sharing? Yeah, no problem. If we're talking about graded collection, I would say probably my most prized one that I have right now. It's not a huge one, but I have absolutely no problem sharing it. I really want to get into Level X, but I think personally they're super overvalued right now. But this is one I just had to pick up because I had a good deal on it. This is the Leafeon Level X. This is a first edition one as well, for those people that are wondering. My favorite cards of all time, dream to be able to collect, is going to be Leafeon Level X English, PSA 10. There's only about 5 in existence, so best of luck to me. Glaceon Level X, also about 12 in existence, best of luck to me. And then I'm going to want to collect the Shiny Mew from Dragon Frontiers, I think is the set it's in. So once again, I just think that right now I haven't had a huge focus around graded cards unless I see it's a good opportunity. But that's just personally speaking, because a lot of my kind of Pokemon collection is tied up in sealed, because I'm looking at this as a long-term game that when I do start to offload a lot of my sealed collection, it's going to be used to invest in a lot of PSA graded cards that I think I'll be able to get at better prices. But yeah, as far as what am I collecting right now, that was another question. Like I said, not really a ton, but I do have a couple of pieces, such as the Leafeon Level X, that I do still want to have in my collection because I just love it. So I charge $4.50 for Fusion, $4 for Chilling, and $5.50 for Evolving. So I feel I'm not overpriced. Also, Drip gives free shipping. Well, here's the deal, Bolt. As long as here's my personal opinion. If you are bringing in people, you're not overpriced. If you're not bringing in people, then you're overpriced. Just general basic economic theory. Of course, this all, of course, comes down to the fact of the matter of, do you have your exposure? Then that, of course, will change things. because as you have more exposure and people like your product, then of course with that you're able to gain a bigger amount of people that get to see your prices, which you think is fair. But if you are trying to build a following to begin with, typically starting off with cheaper prices is going to have to be the route to go. Rumbled, yeah, definitely. Just figured out, just figuring Discord out, but I will try. Yeah, I mean, just of course, brother. Just got to be creative with it. Deerm has pretty good prices, though. I don't know about Pokereb. I feel like he probably has premiums because he doesn't break full time and has one of the biggest Pokemon card channels. Yep, that's about right, Sad. Nope, you're 100% on that. But to be fair, Deerm actually has gone up quite a bit. If you followed Deerm for a while, they used to be a lot cheaper, but they've gone up a lot because the demand has gone up, and so they've adjusted that because from what I've heard, they have not gotten nearly as much of allocations as they did prior, as have most of us in the Pokemon market from previous times during the XY Sun and Moon era. I have to head out, but thanks for the stream, and I'll watch the VOD later. I appreciate the support, as always, Spencer, and thank you so much for asking your questions, brother. Also, another thing as well, we've been going for about 2 hours now. I'm going to read the last couple of questions, so if you have any questions now, get them in, and then I'm probably going to head out because we've been going for a while, and I need some food and water. Pokecatcher, boxes 2, cards. Yeah, I'm not even going to respond to that, Pokemon Catcher. I mean, you have your personal opinion. I have my personal opinion. The only thing I'll tell you, Pokemon Catcher, is you have your personal opinion, and I have mine. And the reason why I have mine is just based off of what history has told us. So that's just all I'm going to say. So history will tend to disagree with you, but obviously you can have your own personal opinion, because that's the part about this all. So we can all have our own opinions but disagree with one another. You think Rainbow Pikachu from Vivid Voltage will perform well? Seems like it'd be the best card from the Sword and Shield era set. Yeah, it'll perform well. But like I said before, Sad, going back to it, singles, raw, they'll perform fine. They're just not going to perform as well as sealed. They're going to have a lot harder of a scaling rate based on the fact that every single time more product is open, it's just going to hurt the market more and more. So, but it'll still perform well, especially from a graded perspective, because it is a first edition, or sorry, it is a first gen card, and also it is a cool card to collect, one of the best ones to collect in the set. So at the height of the market, it was performing super strong. So wouldn't be surprised in another upturn of a market after it's gone out of rotation, it will be a good performing card. Awesome point. I mean, I gained 5 followers per stream, and congrats on 1,000. I really appreciate all the insight, and I appreciate for you asking the questions. Hopefully I can help you as much as I can. Obviously, like I said, my guy, I try to do my best to help you out as much as possible. Pokemon scamming fools is your plan. All right, now let's just calm down, Pokemon Catcher. You need to. Alrighty. Me, low IQ. Do you think Shining Fates is out of print? Ugh. Here's a great question, low IQ. Here's my personal theory. Until it's out of and here's the thing about that. That's a good question, low IQ. I want to lean towards yes, but it's a soft yes. And the reason why I say it's a soft yes is because, as I've made before, a set is never truly out of rotation until it is out of competitive viability. And the only reason why I would make the argument that it still is in competitive viability is because there are some, not many, but some, such as the Drizzile, that are competitively viable cards. But Shining Fates is more or less a non-competitive set. Now, with that being said, Hidden Fates was a non-competitive set, and it still had a ton of reprints. And we're potentially seeing another one. Doubt it, but we could. That being said, I think it's open to reprints. We haven't seen it happen yet, but it is of course open because we're still in the Sword and Shield era, and we're still in that kind of 2 to 3 year gap where it is a possible reprint range. I think as far as it goes right now, obviously I think what will more than likely happen, you could see the Elite Trainer box go up to $100, go up to $90. Pokemon Company will be like, it's time to do another reprint. But also, if they really want to, they could just go under the radar and it won't get reprinted again. But it's definitely one of those ones that it's hard to say. I would say it's in the range of potentially getting reprinted again, but nothing is 100% certain. All right, these are going to be the last 2 comments I read. Sad, that's not a scam. It's just a bit over market. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Pokemon Catcher, you gotta stop with the nonsense, my guy. But anyway, we're gonna end the stream anyway. So, what is the last set to rotate out of competition? Great question, SDC. You can kind of take a look at this if you want to. You can actually look at this on the Pokemon website, if I'm correct. You can look at 2022 Pokemon TCG rotation. And if you look at this, you can see it'll tell you. So here's what you'll understand, and this is actually good for those people that are listening to know. This will be important in regards to understanding rotations and how that affects Pokemon prices. 2020 standard format rotation will officially go into effect on September 10th. 2021. Going forward, cards legally will be linked to regulation markets rather than expansion releases. Starting the Sword and Shield era sets, cards on the letter of the bottom marked have significance on whether the card is legal for tournament play. For the 2022 season, cards with D and E regulation markets are legal. As you can see, we click on the Zacian right here. You can see at the very bottom, right next to the number, it does say D right here. With that being said, of course, that shows us it is legal, and then E is also going to be another one as well. What's more than likely going to happen, of course, is as well as the future. As of right now, that includes all cards from Sword Shield's expansion 4. New cards still must fall. Support for failure types will stop. Blah blah blah. Grouping cards by regulation. Future format rotation will be more predictable as well. For example, 2023 season rotation will remove all cards with D as regulation mark from the standard format. The exact day of the rotation will be announced at a later time. So with that being said, what we can kind of speculate as far as it goes right now, this has D on it. D and E are part of the rotation. You can look at cards if you want to take a glance. See Darkness Ablaze, Rebel Clash are these cards that are in the D section. We will know that once the 2020 season is over, they're going to rotate out and they're not going to be part of the 2023 season. So that is how you can take a look and see that. You can of course just look up, like I said, Pokemon rotations. All right, now hold on one second. All right, now we're starting to have some issues. Now we are starting to have some issues there. All right, hold on one second, guys. All right, sorry about that, guys. I do apologize for that. I am now going to be having to I'm gonna be having to censor Pokemon Catcher at this point because you can't tell someone to F off in the chat, my guy. That's just a no-go. So I'm sorry about that. Obviously, we're not trying to spread hate, and we're trying not to cause people to tell others to F off because that's just not appropriate in this channel, if I'm being completely honest. So, but as far as it goes, guys, that is the last question. Hopefully I've answered everyone's questions and hopefully everyone has been more. I do need more mods, SDC. You have a great point, brother. I definitely am going to need to figure out this whole modding game. So I'm actually going to talk that over in the next video. So thank you, of course, as always, for everyone that has asked your questions. And thank you guys all so much who are participating, just listening. I really can't thank you guys enough. Obviously, we've finally surpassed 1,000 and I'm very excited to kind of see the future that this market is going to bring. So you guys have been amazing, you guys have been awesome, and I can't thank you guys enough, and I'm excited to see where this channel is going to go. Obviously, we're going to be giving away 8 packs now, and next mark, 2,500 subscribers. We're never going to stop the scaling. Let's do it, guys. We're going to be giving away 12 packs each, which is going to be a full booster box. So, of course, super excited to see the future, and I hope you guys enjoy the content as always. But once again, thank you guys all so much for stopping by.